Nine in the morning, feds at my door. My dog Cortez from the hardwood floor. Dipping through the alleys, I made my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my Snoop Dogg tape. Man with no music, but happy to free. Belling back like a bell down 19th Street. I got my sacks in my pocket and at least a grand. Gold on my neck, my pistol close to hand. I'm a dog foundation from the LBC. Remotely controlled by the mommy's team. But just living in big city is a serious task. Didn't know what the feds wanted, didn't have time to ask.
Coming with that G shit, that C shit to make the niggas sick. How does it feel to see a G from your flick? Wake up just out of bed with my grand on. Last night's dice game got my win on. About a G and a half is what I came with. But 25 G's is what I left with. G Fleet was the word I heard. I went deep in my pockets and threw my stars on the curb. Give me the knife so I can break you niggas. I threw a sex CIA. So my point was the big. Four, trade, back to back. I sent two fools back to their place. See now, I'm off to the graveyard shit. And I got to pay my dues to make my grip. But I chill cause my home might call. Ain't no thing. Cause I sleep all day and slang when nightfall. And I take a quick walk up the block with my Glock cock. Ready to make a stop where I set up shop. On 58 and 8 ad. Where all the homies be hanging. That's where the nigga be slanging. I'm making a coup with the shit. This ain't me. So I put my chips together and cops a crawling key. And now the shop's on deck. And everything that's mine, I protect with the tech. I don't have steps. Now I got ears. And I'm rolling the Lexus, fuck a beers. And so many new friends. But I can only trust a few. And unawarely I trusted you. But if I only G and Snoop, homies from the motherfucking get-go. Devoted and corporate back in 84. I was 13, she was a year older. But I still wasn't afraid to throw it from the shoulders. Getting rid of the hood was big anticipation. And yeah, Kid Park was the destination. Every nigga that I knew was at the park that night. Even the smokers at 11 against sparked at night.
Back on the street, straight blue and gray. Cause I represent like every day. Nigga, you can tell me I don't be on the spot. When I can tell you all the homies that you got shot. From at least about 5 years ago. When I was in junior high, going to Marshall. The homie used to come up to the school and rock. And leaving had a bitch blocking his job. Damn, them was the days of the pay. But since the pit that form, we've been whooping people's ass. And everybody a player. And if you don't believe me, nigga, you can ask the homie day. And that's your ass. Fucked around and let young school take your case. He didn't even run, he walked away. Cause I let him see that day. I wish I was there, I wasn't playing. But that's why we asked your bitch ass from the pack. Cause he wouldn't even squad back. Man, we can't fuck with no niggas like that. Still get us off crack. If the police was behind us, he wouldn't even jump out with the strap. Now that's what I call a B.I. I said you the emotion you will drop from the clear.
Some of these niggas are bitches too. And some of these niggas look just like you. So if you ever been told on, go out and get your roll on. You punk ass nigga, you getting stoned on.
It's 5:30 in the morning, I'm on the song, and now I love to see the kid G to a T. I mean, before I fell asleep, so I played the set. Another day, another dollar for the gangster rap. Bitch, act like you're not gonna show me some sexual affection. And if you don't slow, floss, and nothing, bitch. Yeah, dog, one more thing, I forgot to mention. My nigga shit, what's that? You can pay step to you, baby. That's goddamn when it get. I said some fuck for the 100 straight local G down there, still niggas, you can't fuck
Now I see that the niggas didn't hear that shit. So what make the niggas try to say that shit? Disrespect the gang and snitch on you. Y'all punk ass niggas make up some bitches. Oh gosh, you got to catch the shit. Spook G, I hear somebody speaking up on niggas when I drop mine. Every time they go from top
just blow this. Ounces have ounces and grow up. See, it's the season and I don't smoke front. And see the end of a slut. I might as well get smoked and smoke some stress. That shit up with a hole in your chest. I only roll up that $20 show. Got me fucked up, my hood is getting hot. Niggas is trying to plot. Come up from a young nigga, call this shot. Swoop G on the one line. Do what's to be done. Race on my girl and my G. That's a real. But you don't hear me though, cause you don't really know about the kilo. I'm Cerrito City, call it Swoop G. Motherfucking LBC. Love these niggas from the
Biatch. All right, what's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's Artisan MC, and as the title suggests, this is just Ran-doja, which means it's just a random ass stream. I was talking about some stuff with Art Newstall on his channel, which was very interesting for me, and having a side conversation off my phone with or offline with Dr. Tia-san, which was some more interesting stuff. And I was trying to bait him into actually coming on here so we could talk about it, so I didn't have to hold what I was thinking about on this until tomorrow's stream, because it might seem a little disjointed, and I got some other stuff on my mind that I need to process through and move on with. But one of these things that comes up right off the bat, since nobody was live right now, I figure I'd slide into that space, and somebody bigger that I want to see go live, somebody from the MM or something like that, goes live, then I'll shut this shit down and go watch this shit. But until then, I threw the link in the chat, so if you want to come up and talk about some of this stuff that I'm going to talk about, would be fun. What's up, Aquateki? Heard you holding court on Newstall's channel. I hope it wasn't sounding like that. I wasn't trying to take over his channel. He asked for feedback and advice on his idea, and that's what I was trying to give him. And I'm just giving it from my perspective, being a content creator in the space, but initially I'm just a watcher of YouTube and in this space. And what he's proposing was a really good idea. It's a really good idea, which is what I thought this space is supposed to be for anyway. But the flaw that I saw in it is that if you open it up to a panel discussion, none of that information is ever getting out. You'll never get the intended response with it, because too many people use the panel as their own personal sounding board for them. It's a showcase for them. It's not about the information that's being presented. It's just their chance to shine in that arena, and that gets lost. So something that could be really powerful to help a lot of brothers is completely derailed by somebody else's grasping. Hello, how are you? All right. If you need any help, just let me know. You can leave the scooters right there. Don't walk them all over the store. Thank you. And if you hear me talking, I'm live streaming. I'm not talking to myself.
Okay. I did see you talking.
I was talking.
I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
You got a
Gift card?
yeah, and then kind of
Awesome.
what the heck did it go?
I'll have to find it. If his name is in the computer, then I can
Oh,
pull
okay.
it.
So yeah, and it was kind of like right before COVID, so then we never
That's fine.
get it here. Oh, okay. So it's here. It wasn't there. Now it's gone.
Yeah, just when you guys are ready, just give me his last name and I'll pull it. Because it's all store credit in the computer anyway. So
Okay,
that's
amazing.
fine.
Okay, cool. Let's have a look at
Mhm.
one thing he was interested in is First Lumberjanes.
First Lumberjanes is not on the shelf right now. We haven't had any new stock for a while because of COVID. So
Yeah,
we're going to start getting new merchandise next
Okay,
month.
cool. Take
So-
a look around. Huh?
So
Whenever you have a site, yeah, I'm just curious to make sure this shows.
yeah, I can do it right now.
I assume it's under his name, which is Theo Adler, ADLER.
Okay. 1 second, everybody. I'm doing a little bit of business.
Sorry, everyone.
It's okay. They've seen me do this before.
What are you thinking about?
Right now it was random, but it was going to talk about some of this geek stuff, which is Indiana Jones 5
Ooh.
idea on a friend of mine had on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
about dispensing information with professionals
Mm-hmm.
and constructive criticism around that.
Cool.
So it's just some stuff. It's random. There's nobody live right now, really. So
Okay.
decided to slide in there.
All right.
Okay, so apparently he has $25,000 worth of store credit.
25,000.
Yeah.
That seems amazing.
Yeah, it seems like a mistake. So it's probably about 25. Yes. Yeah, it's about 25. So he's good. All right, everybody. I am back. What up? And Aquatechi's point, yes, it was constructive criticism. A lot of good ideas were put forth. They were, and that's my whole thing is, as you guys know, I'm a fixer. I've said that a couple of times this month, but I'm also a troubleshooter, and I want to see things work. That's how my brain functions. I try to figure out how to make things work, how to get them to work into the best that they actually can. And his idea is really good. I would like to see that happen. But one of the things that would have to be cut out to make it work better is dump that panel bullshit. That panel stuff is not going to get the idea out. Hey, how are you? Of course, it was empty in the store when I decided to do this, and now everybody showed up. But the panel would just derail every conversation he's trying to have. It would lose the point of the stream. I know people like panels because it generates a lot more eyeballs because there's the potential for it to go sideways, but it's good if you're trying to get numbers. It's bad if you're trying to dispense any pertinent information. It's not good for it. It's not good for it. That's why if you want to have a really in-depth conversation about any topic, it works better to do a pre-recorded as opposed to doing a live one, because live with other people, you bring in their bullshit. A pre-recorded is condensed to just what needs to be said. So that was it. I thought it was a really good idea. I thought it was a really good idea in how the space should function, to where, as Grinch would say, brothers should be networking with each other. And this would be another way for brothers to network with each other, because you're getting condensed information from a professional in their field on how to, if you wanted to, go into exactly what they're doing. So if you got an engineer up there, what's up, AB? If you got an engineer up there talking about his 5 steps to success in becoming an engineer, what good would it be to have that engineer up there and then bring on a panel of people who are not engineers and just want to talk about random stuff? It would be pointless. He would be pointless up there. There wouldn't be really, it wouldn't be the information you wanted to get out. To me, that's what it is. You wouldn't get out the information you wanted to. Because even if you spent 10 minutes talking to just that engineer, and the last 30 minutes was a panel conversation, last 10 minutes is lost. It is. And if somebody was wanting to go back and watch that video, the trolls and just the entertainment junkies are skipping past that first 10 minutes and going to the 30 minutes where people were arguing and got derailed on something else. And none of that is a slight to my boy Nustel. You know, I got a lot of respect for him, love for him, but that's just what happens in this space with panel discussions. They always get derailed, always. There's very few panels that get derailed with some bull crap. The other thing is, I suggested that people ask questions, they pay for the questions, they super chat the questions. Well, yeah, he has a big enough panel. He has 1,000 subs. He can charge somebody $5 to ask this person a question. If this person was doing a hall event where they're sitting in there and it's a symposium or whatever, and they're sitting there discussing whatever they're discussing, you would pay to be a part of that symposium. And you'd pay not $5. You would pay to get in that hall and sit in there and listen to what they had to say for 15 minutes or an hour. And then you would get to ask questions because you already paid your entrance fee to get in there. I don't think that's unreasonable. I really don't. I think there's a lot of money thrown around in this space on BS anyway. A lot of BS. And people are not really using this space for what it could be used for, which is actually bettering people. And they throw a lot more money behind BS. Sorry, I'm jumping around because my arm is freaking hurting me, and I forgot my medication at home. So I have to debate on taking some old ibuprofen or hanging my arm over my head. So I don't think it's that much to. I don't think it's that much to ask. I mean, there's people with whole platforms on YouTube that charge people for questions, charge people to be in their chat, charge people just for the privilege of sitting there and watching them talk.
Thanks again.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.
So I don't see it as an issue if somebody wanted to super chat a question. Why not? Everybody else can do it. I don't see why we limit ourselves like that. If anything, like I do with BGS being on my channel, showing up and talking with him, I'll throw him the damn money. If you don't want it, give it to the person who volunteered their time to show up for this, because it may help your channel with views. It should be helping them in some kind of way too. Just like the information they're dispensing is helping the people who are listening to it. That's paying it forward. Everybody helping each other, and that's the essence of networking, right? One of my favorite movies, The Layer Cake. What did he say? The key to business is being a good middleman. And if your panel is the middleman, then you should actually get a cut. But you should also pay the person that's coming up to help you, because now they're middlemen and helping your panel, your channel grow. You should pay them. It should be paid for. I don't think that's a problem. So that's not to. That's just my add-ons to what New Stool was talking about, because he asked. He asked for feedback. And that was my feedback I had. Stop letting people, don't do a panel, skip that shit. Do a Q&A, do an interview, maybe a Vlad style, so the person who's being interviewed can actually talk and say what it is they want to say. You can ask those questions and then open it up to Q&A from the chat to people who have serious questions. And serious questions will actually pay for those freaking questions. And leave it at that. No panel, nobody coming up that just wants to have their attention on them for 15 minutes and disrespect the guests. No, none of that crap. Focused, concentrated on what the message is, and end it and call it a day. Like I said, facts, I totally agree. We as Black men definitely need to have more boundaries, control, and standards when conducting panels. Having order will not weed out the immature and the foolish panel haters. No. It'll weed out the panel prostitutes too. Like I've said this before, and I know everybody kind of pulled back from it, but I charge people to be on panels. I would. I don't. I had a big enough channel to enforce nothing like that. Not. But I would, because we have, I would say, just at least in this sector, we have way too many professional panel fucking hoppers who just spend a lot of time on other people's panels, not contributing to the conversation at hand, but constantly diverting it off into the weeds somewhere else about their BS and their stuff. And it may be an unpopular opinion, but look, I tune into a lot of people's channels, and I like to hear what they have to say. That's why I'm tuning into their channel. And if you don't have a channel and you want to spend your whole time with your name up there just talking on other people's panels, that's what you do. That's up to those people. But you have to have something to put back into this shit. It can't just be about you the whole time. You can't. Because I didn't show up to hear everything about you. Showed up to hear what the host was talking about and what the topic was. And if there's a bunch of people talking on that topic, then good. But if it's a bunch of people talking about everything else but that damn topic, then why am I listening to you? Why am I listening to you? I could be listening to something else, or I could be turning this shit off because I'm not hearing what I came here to hear. What's up, Herb? What's up, Herbert Stay? New Geek Day? No, it's Ran-dosa. That's it, just Ran-dosa. I just had some things I wanted to spit out of my head before I got my trusty notepad. So I'm making my notes for the show tomorrow, and I didn't think this stuff would fit into the show tomorrow, so I figured I'd just blurt it out here a little bit and clear it out of my head so I can get the rest of the stuff on. What's up, Herb? Let's see. But yeah, Malika, you know, I mean, a perfect example of this to me was the day Newstill had his friend. It was somebody he knew. It was like a doctor or something like that, politics or something like that. And he was up there giving a good little talk on what he was talking about. And then opened it up, and then MOT came up there. What did MOT do? MOT attacked the dude for like an hour. An hour. I wasn't there to hear MOT. I wasn't. I tuned in to my homeboy show to listen to this doctor talk. Thank you, sister.
All right, you're welcome, babe.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Walking out. Yeah, Aquateki, you remember that shit, right? He derailed the whole show. And I'm at work with my headphones in, cursing out loud because I'm pissed off because I want to hear the doctor. And this dude is being completely disrespectful of this man, his profession, his knowledge that he has to give, just trying to run him down about the shit he wants to run him down about. That was unprofessional. That was, if in the military sense, that's conduct unbecoming. So what happened to all that information the brother was spitting out beforehand? Completely lost, because now the stream is totally titled and only remembered by MOT coming up there showing his ass. All the information that guy was putting out there is now lost. You have to go back through and sift through that whole show to find it. Yeah, no, concentrated, no panels. I know panels are good for numbers and super chats and all the rest of that stuff, but if you really want to put in some work with some of this stuff to actually help brothers, it has to be about helping the brothers. It can't be about, you know, the food fight. Can't be about having all the best people you can get up there. No. Look, I watch Marcus Brownlee's channel too, right? Big YouTuber, young dude, big YouTuber. He will talk about whatever product he's talking about at that time. You don't need a bunch of people to talk about that one thing. But when he finishes talking about it, you know about that product. You know about the product that he's reviewing because he spent his time reviewing just that one product. Maybe some other stuff that's tangentially related to it, same kind, better or worse, whatever. But he focused on that one thing, and that's why his videos are actually more successful. And they're shorter, so people can digest it a lot quicker. He ain't got that big because he was running a square screen Royal Rumble all the time. No, focused on his message and got it out. Okay. 1427.
Do I insert the card or slide it through?
It is your choice. It is bisexual in that way. So you can insert or slide it. There's a chip in it, so you probably want to slide it.
Oops.
Yep.
And give me bags.
Yeah. There you go. Pick your receipt and then press the green button. There you go.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good one. Enjoy your comics.
Hope you.
I hope they're enjoyable. Yeah, so that was my whole thing on it because, like I said, it sounded like a really good idea. And a panel would just derail the whole point of that. It would. I mean, think of it this way. I use the example of Nicole Ali, and that's something, a serious panel, right? Say you have somebody like a fitness mom come up there and you're talking about health. But then you get some chick like a Mela wanting to come up there and say something because you put it in the chat and open it up like it was a panel. Do you think the conversation is going to be about fitness after that? No, it's not. It's going to be about her. It's going to be about Mela and her dysfunction. And that's what happens with panels because they are not, a lot of times they are not regulated in a sense to where you only let up the people you know who can stay on topic. You leave it open to everybody with a link, then it gets diverted. The message gets diverted the whole time. But with a Q&A from the chat like we do in here, you can actually control it. You actually have some control over it, and then you get constructive comments because you're only responding to the functional and not the dysfunctional. The dysfunctional doesn't have a stage. The dysfunctional in the chat is sniped on sight, right? Somebody coming in your chat talking some dumb stuff that ain't about the topic, you can pick them off and they out of here. They're good. They're gone. Right? They never make it to a panel. They never had their comments highlighted because it's dysfunctional bullshit that you don't need. And if you have to actually pay to ask these questions of this person, you're showing a level of respect for their information because they didn't get the knowledge that they have for free. Pimps will tell you all the time, the game is to be sold, not told, right? Well then, if you're getting this game, pay to ask a goddamn question to this person because they had to pay to learn all of this shit. I've been in construction for over 20 some years. It might be 25 by now. That's a lot of time doing this work. It's a lot of information doing this work. Do I do it for free? Would I give it out for free to my folks? A bit I would. But what would be nice is to be compensated for it because I didn't learn this shit for free. I'm not having shoulder pains and shit like that for free because I was doing this shit for free. No. It costs. Everything costs. Stop trying to get over. Fucking hell. So grow up. Shit costs. And once you understand that shit about the world, it shouldn't be a problem. Everybody running around with this female mind state like you should just give it to me because I'm cute. No. It's your goddamn parent. Your life costs money. To be born costs money. To be raised costs money. To send your ass to school costs money. For you to get that education, it costs money. For you to work in your profession and do the things that you know cost money. Everything fucking costs. Stop thinking that it should be free somewhere. Fucking hell. What's up, AB Media?
Hey, what's going on?
What you got on this topic? This is only the first one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Malika on the same page I am. Yeah, it's very bitch ass feminine mind state and energy. He perfected the example of how we brothers should not act and conduct ourselves in public forums and arenas. Yeah, because it just makes us all look like fucking idiots. You can't sit up there and say you military man and professional and you come on there acting like the regular run-of-the-mill fucking ratchet track. That makes no fucking sense at all. Disrespecting an expert in their field and you have no expertise in their field at all.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are you talking to? Shut the hell up. Jesus Christ, dude. Martial arts dojos, you just get your ass kicked for that. You can't come in there and disrespect the master. No.
You can try if you want to.
You can. But I know stories of motherfuckers getting their whole shoulder and foot broken.
Oh, I believe it.
They came up there fucking with the master and doing some disrespectful shit. The master had to put them back in their place and remind them you were being disrespectful. We don't do that.
I'll give you a story about that. I was listening to some wrestlers interview that been in Bret Hart's dungeon up in Canada.
Oh, yeah, Stu Hart's dungeon. Oh
yeah.
Start, dude.
And Chris Jericho talked about, and Chris Jericho's no little dude.
No,
he's talking about how this little old guy would like come here and just grab your hand, and just twist your hand in different ways and stuff.
Yeah, Stu was a motherfucker. I remember. What is that? Wrestling with Shadows, that Bret Hart documentary. and Brett was talking about Stu getting these big tough guys coming to the house or whatever,
Oh
and
yeah,
him
they be
and the
screaming
brothers
like
and
they
stuff
be
like
screaming
that.
like girls.
Yeah, would be listening at the vent and hear him down there twisting the dude up, screaming like a little girl. And they was playing that recording of him telling the dude, "Yeah, scream, scream, baby." I'm like, damn, do a motherfucker, boy.
Yeah, I found this
You
out
had to
later.
be
I
hard
didn't
to
know
mind.
this. Mark Henry went down there too.
Yeah, a lot of people went down there. There was
But y'all
two
talking
old
about the dungeon?
Yeah, the infamous dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm letting AB divert this conversation onto wrestling for a minute because I know something about Stu Hart, and I do have some respect for Bret Hart, Stu Hart, and the Hart Foundation. That's foundational in my wrestling knowledge.
But no, back to the subject. I totally get what you're saying. You know, it needs to be structured. We don't need, need panel prostitutes interrupting the flow when we're trying to give out information.
How many do you need?
I just need one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
Appreciate it.
You guys know I'm at the shop, so you can keep talking. Don't worry about it. But that's the thing. I'm not trying to be a spoil sport and ruin anybody's time or of trying to have a show and run a show on YouTube. But look, I would want to see a condensed version of a black brain trust with some guy telling somebody how to get into IT and become an engineer. I would love to see a condensed version of that.
Mm-hmm.
What I don't want to hear in that condensed version of it is somebody like, and no hate on him, I'm just using him as an example. What I don't want to hear is somebody like Truth jumping up on there and just want to cuss and talk about some other bullshit. That's not what I want to hear in that same conversation because it's not going to work. It's not going to work, and I'm going to stop listening and miss the information that I wanted to hear. Right there. Truth, to his credit, is a young cat. He wants to say, he wants to be in the conversation and whatnot. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I know that most of the time that shit ain't even necessary.
Mm-hmm.
They could have did without it. It's like throwing, oil on a finished cake. Like, yeah, it's still cake underneath there, but why do I need the oil?
But you know what it is though, brother, that a lot of brothers are doing it, young and old. These are men showing insecurities, not showing level of self-control. I can understand we can be passionate. I can understand we have a desire, we want to speak, but the brother Truth, he's young, he's immature. He's only between the ages of 18 or 20?
He's 19.
19.
So he's 19 years old. So we let him slide for that. But the thing is, we got to keep on him and say, hey, like last Sunday, you set the standard for him before he came on, but we still had to keep telling him this. And he gets caught up in the passion. He kind of derails it, but we got to bring it back and stuff. We got to keep on it. Now, MOT, his insecurities just shined out. That was just the problem. Was when you have something that is very constructive and you have people's attention, and Nustel brings this gentleman on and he's speaking something to a group of black men that can help them.
Yeah.
And he like you say, he's giving fire, but he's fueling us. He's giving us what we need. MOT wants to come and disrupt that because his insecurities is shown. That's showing that you have an issue. And when your issues shine out like that, we don't need you here. I don't care what your background is. We're building. We're building as black men. It's hard enough for us to find spaces to build. But when you come and want to destroy, and this is a man, this is not some just run-of-the-mill dude that you just picked up off the street, or we just talking from the crack of our ass. No, this is a man, a professional.
Yeah.
That's like MOT. He's an owner and operator of his business.
Which I would listen to him in. I would listen to him talk about how to 5 steps on how to get into that shit. I would be all ears for that shit.
But the thing is, that's the difference between, you see, that's for us three, we would give him that respect because we know that is knowledge that can help us out and help other men out. MOT is deficient in that. And this is and this is not fun. We're seeing actual deficiencies within black men.
Like we put the sisters aside. When we're sitting around and we're collaborating and we're having these in-depth conversations and just gaining information, we're showing a part of that real ignorance and hatred that has been embridled and put upon us for hundreds of years, but has been brought to the forefront in the past 40 to 60 years. Because in the past 5-6 years, the Black manosphere has progressed to where it's at. And it's also had some regression. But just you have a situation where you have a professional Black man coming on, giving you information. And you have another professional Black man come on, but acting a monkey and acting like an ass.
Yeah, to disrespect that person.
But he's not. But can I tell you something? He's not.
It's not just art either.
No, he does that everywhere.
He fell out with Teapot about a week ago because he challenged somebody to debate and the crowd thought he lost and he got crying and started chewing out Teapot for it.
Yeah, see, let me just say this. I don't want to go way off into the weeds. I don't either. For the conversation to be about MOT, but I understand the point that Malika is making, that this incident fucking happened, and that's why I used it as an example. It was just an example to show of an event that everybody saw where some really good information was being put out, and it got totally derailed with somebody else and they grandstanding bullshit. That's all that happened. It could have been any other person on any other day. You would have seen the same damn thing. But for that day, that's who it was, and that's what it was. And that was the whole point, is that this man was giving out gold. He was giving out gold on Newstill's panel. And somebody brought their silly ass up there and totally derailed that whole thing and totally overshadowed the information that could actually be out there to help. Because if Newstill's doing this 5 steps thing, and MOT wanted to come up here and give his 5 steps to becoming the owner and operator, I would listen to that shit. I would tune in and listen to that shit and have actual fucking questions for him. I'd pay to put the questions up there and have him fucking answer. I would. Because I don't try to throw, the baby out with the bathwater. You could do some dumb shit.
Yeah.
But I'll still have a level of respect for you for what you do well. I just know you do this dumb shit too. Look, it's like a plate of food. Look, I don't want the parsley, and maybe I don't want this green shit, but I'll eat this portion, okay? That's just what it is. I'll take this, and you can take the rest of that back to the kitchen.
What's that old saying? Eat the meat and spit out the bones?
Eat the meat and spit out the bones. That's it. Everybody has their sides to him. That side I don't fucking like. But if he wanted to talk about the military, if he wanted to talk about becoming an owner and operator or some shit like that, or Black men being on their purpose and getting stuff done, yes. If you want to talk about Downing brothers and dudes that got on child support and shit like that, I don't want to hear that shit, dude. Shut the fuck up. Do you have any kids? Then shut up. We ain't even having this conversation. We ain't even on the same level. You shouldn't be bringing that shit up to my volume. You got no
that's
skin.
The problem. But that's the problem. That's the problem of the insecure Black male. It doesn't matter what social economic background you're from. If you're showing your insecurities and you're talking about that, okay, there are a lot of Black men in this space that are on child support. There are a lot of Black men that have low-paying jobs. There are a lot of Black men that have high-paying jobs. There are a lot of Black men that are divorced. There are a lot of Black men that went to prison. There are a lot of Black men that own their own businesses. There are a lot of Black men that are wage slaves. There are a lot of Black men that are high school dropouts. There are a lot of Black men that have high degrees. It's a diversified potpourri of Black men that could come in and speak on things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say even like with you, Malika, you do graphic design work, right?
Yeah.
And I think me and you talked about it before, that I thought about doing it, but I didn't know anything about graphic design. There was nobody around me, Black, doing graphic design that wanted to teach that shit to me. And trust me, I'll look widely. I don't give a fuck who has the knowledge I want. I want somebody willing to teach the shit to me. You're doing it. Maybe some other brother who just know he can sketch real good and like drawing on shit doesn't understand that can actually translate into a profession for you. And if you do it long enough, it can translate into an entrepreneurial profession for you, where you just work for yourself. Just do it for yourself.
Oh yeah.
but he doesn't know he doesn't know these steps. He doesn't know what schools you might have to go to get some accreditation or certification. He don't know none of that shit.
Mhm.
If you did a 15-minute video, somebody interviewed you and put that shit out there, anybody who was interested would find the damn video, right? And they would get that
Exactly.
information and be able to get into exactly what the hell it is that you're doing. Because
Mhm.
every one of us brothers here do something. We all do
Right.
something. So you all have something to give everybody else because we all ain't doing the same goddamn thing. So I don't see why it should be that difficult of a concept to understand that we could all share this information with each other. Because if it ain't for you, maybe it's for your son. If it's not your son, maybe it's your nephew. If it ain't your fucking
Cousin.
nephew, maybe it's your cousin. If it ain't your cousin, maybe it's your next door neighbor. Maybe it's just some other little black kid that needs some help. Some other little black man. Somebody. Give them something else. Jesus Christ. We got
Here's
enough
the
people who
funny
can dribble
thing.
and throw balls.
Back when Angry Man was in the Honda, and like he said, he barely had 2 nickels to rub together.
Mm-hmm.
I was 2 years out of prison. Didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even go back to school then. I didn't know what was going on. I was struggling. I didn't have a job. And I'm listening to this dude, and he's being very transparent. He's speaking on things about his life, but also he's speaking about sisters. But then I'm relating.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm listening, and then I'm listening to BGS, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing a bevy of black men that had the same mindset like me. And before I even saw your face, you would go on BGS and you would go on Angry Man. You would type in the chat, man, Angry Man, I know what you're going through, man.
Yeah.
California's laws of this, and
Oh,
you would just talk with this and you would break it down. And I was like, wow.
That's how I ended up finding AM, because I was listening to somebody else's video, and they said something about the Angry Man, and then I listened to what he had to say. I was like, you having beef with this motherfucker? This motherfucker on point, 100%.
Exactly. But here's one thing. I'm
a little further ahead of him, but I've been there. What he talking about? I've been there.
Yeah.
That shit, that's bullshit.
But what I love, here's what I love about you, AM, BGS. You take men as they are.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter who you are. The Pookie Ray, educated lame, whatever. AM never put those archetypes or stereotypes out there. He never cared about that. You definitely don't care about that. You like, if you're a black geek, you're a black geek. I don't give a fuck. We here to do this. BGS never did it. BGS said this years ago. He said, okay. Remember, he used to call us my guys. He used to say, well, my guys that come over to see me. And he would say this to women. He would say this explicitly to black women. He said, my guys that come to me and my guys that subscribe and come to me, these are intelligent men and these are thinking men. And I just don't have just educated guys. I have thinking smart men of all different types, but they come in and they want to hear information and they want to speak on stuff. And that's why BGS never had one trick pony type of show. That's why Angry Man has evolved politics, finances. Just past week, he went back to the old 2015, 2016, 17 Angry Man, but he made it prudent to what's going on.
Yeah, because it's the evolution. It's the evolution of him. It's the evolution of Angry Man himself and how he has grown as a man and a person in the time that we've been watching. Right?
And he's also speaking relevancy.
And it's also relevant because it's attaching to the world that he's living in now.
Yeah.
He understands it better. He can disseminate the information better. And you're seeing that evolution. That's why people hating on him for some of the shit he do. Look, the motherfucker worked it. He worked this shit for the last fucking 6 years. I've sat here and watched this shit. I ain't mad at his ass about no kind of fucking success he had. Only thing I get mad at Angry Man about, I get kind of jealous because when that motherfucker go to the bank and pull out $1,000, I'm like, I don't want to see that shit. I got bills and shit, nigga.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want you to
Just
tell him
wrote
like,
this check for a couple $1,000 and sent that shit away from here. Like, fuck, there that goes.
no.
Yeah.
When he gets a new pair of J's, I'm like, really, man? You got to rub it in my face, man.
Look, man,
And I just got finished
I
paying the
think
bill.
got me those Nikes he showed a couple weeks ago. you know the futuristic. I was like, come on, man.
That stuff, I don't worry about that stuff. That's good because everybody, you do what you want to with your damn money. And
Right.
I'm all about equivalency when it comes down to money. Some people will spend money like that on shoes and stuff like that. Some people will spend money like that on something else. Money he spent on shoes, I just spent on a vacation, and I'm going to go on and have a good time with a friend of mine. I'm cool with that because that's what I enjoy doing.
And you know what the funny thing? And as men, especially black men, we have a right to do that, especially if you work hard.
Exactly.
Angry Man said this many a times. He said, black men, we're not allowed to express our happiness.
Mm-hmm.
We're not allowed to express our joy and also show off our stuff, but not have a balance with it. Either that we balling out of control on one end, or we're just not even reaping the rewards of what we have.
Right.
You know, at least there's a balance. Like, and Grinch told Angry Man, he said, man, shine, ball, show.
Shine on these motherfuckers.
But the thing is, but the thing is, like, Angry Man is not rubbing his balls in our face. He's saying, no, I can do this. You can do this too.
Yeah. That's usually his the haters and detractors, as they say, that always want to say something about all of that stuff. And I'm like, look, man, I don't have enough time in my life to worry about shit like that. I've seen where I started watching this man come from. I've seen him every step of the way and how he's built himself up and built his platform up, what he's doing and how he's doing his business. He's reaping some of the rewards of putting that much work in over this amount of time. That's what the fuck is supposed to happen. If you think it happened overnight, you're a dumb motherfucker because that was not overnight.
Yeah,
try to keep up with that 2-show-a-day schedule for a month.
Yeah,
just for a month. Try for a fucking month and see what you got going on. Which
I actually learned about Angry Man through Torian, and I watched his episode, a couple of his episodes all the way through. And I was like, damn, I'm hooked. I was hooked. That was a couple years ago when he had still doing the green screen effect.
Yeah.
I still love that. Effect. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Don't get it twisted. His new setup's nice too.
No, I like his setup because I've seen his setup grow from the jump. I've seen his setup grow from the jump every step of the way. That's why I feel a sense of pride in a way for him and getting the success he's getting because I've seen it grow. I've been there watching the shit grow. So I didn't have to be there at the start of when he first turned on his fucking camera, but from where I started and saw him to where I see him now, that's humongous growth. And it's been motivational and inspirational for me in and of myself, because that's why I always point to him and BGS as my mentors in this shit, because I can contact either one of them. And if I ask them something, they will tell me, because I only got into this shit of trying to live stream because of the two of them. That's the only reason why. If BGS wouldn't have asked me to do a review of some movie or something like that on some geek stuff, I would have never did that shit. Wouldn't did it at all, because I'm just thinking like myself, look, I know this shit. I don't think anybody else gives a fuck about it. It just happens to be something that I care about. Apparently some other people do. What's up, Malaki? You have a bad signal today, homeboy. We need a professional that works at some of these internet companies to figure out why we keep dropping signal at time and give us a promo for that shit. Right? But
I've been on live stream. My power went out. I was wondering, I can't hear anybody. Then I looked at my internet, like, oh, my internet's out.
Yeah,
that's what happened to me. Sorry about that,
shit, my power's out.
Yeah, they couldn't hear you either because the internet was out.
Yeah, my internet somehow got dropped and it put me back on. Then I came back onto the phone. Then all of a sudden the internet came back up.
You got to ejecto-cedo again as soon as you came back in. Like, God damn, he fell through the trap door, huh?
But to Malika's point, Valdez said it last week. Other men are allowed to, transform from being the Pookie and the Ray Ray to being the educated guy back to being the Pookie and Ray Ray again without anybody bothering them.
Right.
If you're a black man, if you don't stick to the stigma that somebody stuck you with, they get in their feelings. They get upset about it, and they sabotage you trying to make the switch.
Well, that goes back to what Nooster was talking about on his show, and I think me and Complex both were hitting on the same thing, is that motherfuckers get locked into this idea of what you as a black man are supposed to do and what you can't do. And I don't believe in that shit, but maybe it's just because me and Complex and Nooster are all coming from California. Two of them in Southern Cal, I'm from Northern Cal. So I don't look at all this shit as that, that's something that white folks do, or you can't listen to that because white folks do that, or you can't do that because ain't no black people doing it. Well, let me be the first, motherfucker. Well, then it should be wide open for me to be the first one to do it if I'm interested in it and want to put the work in.
Can you imagine how miserable I would be if I listened to that crap being a programmer?
You wouldn't get nowhere. That's that defeatist ass, slave monster. Massa said we can't do that. Man, shit, if you don't shut the fuck up and get out my way, I'm about to do this shit.
Why is the cat? Massa need the damn help because some of them suck.
Massa need his slaves still. Still believing that you fucking stupid and can't do none of this shit out here. Fuck all that. You can do any of this shit you want to. You just have to want it. It's like my mother told me, you'll find a reason to do the things you want to do. You'll find a way to do it.
Yeah, one of the things I've learned
not finding a way to get high.
One of the things I've learned programming over the years is people underestimate how stupid the computer truly is.
It's the dumbest.
You have to.
AB, I had this conversation in the goddamn union hall, my union hall, with somebody working there in my union hall, telling her how dumb the goddamn computer is, and she's trying to tell me computers are never wrong. They're smart. I'm like,
oh boy,
I used to program computers. Computers are dumb as fuck.
Yes, they are.
They only know what you put into it, and that means the dumbest motherfucker who can touch these keys put some erroneous ass information in and had to prove it to her by getting a hard copy because I talked to somebody else in there who was a little smarter than her and pulled up my whole fucking resume, and I printed out 12 pages of work that I've been doing while she was trying to tell me, you're not in the computer. You've never got a job out here. So, bitch,
boy.
You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. And you keep fucking with me like this, I'm gonna come here and make sure I get you fired out this building, and you can get back in the field. Whatever.
Just some game. Writing software for yourself is easy. Writing software for other people is a whole nother story.
Just let me know.
Okay, Huggy, do you want to tell them what you're looking for?
You have the Wings of Fire graphic novels.
No, sorry. Don't have Wings of Fire graphic novel right now. You can try back in a month, and then we should have it then.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we haven't had any new stock for a while, but we're going to start ordering new stock next month. So. I don't know. Maybe. You think it is? I think you're pretty smart then. Sound like a cool kid. You know what?
Speaking of smart, you know that I laugh when people say they have a smartphone. Like, you know the difference between a smartphone and a computer is?
Yo ass.
Yeah, well, that and chipset. That's the only difference. Almost the same programming interface.
Yeah, well, that's why I say that's my line: is smartphones dumb people. It's like you need a smartphone because you're an idiot. Like, I can't calculate.
It takes smart people to program that phone too to make it smart. That's what trust and believe. It's not going to be smart by itself. You got to tell it to do everything.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the whole essence of a smartphone, right? What is the essence of a smartphone? Make it as smart as a human being, so you don't have to think as much. That's the whole thing. Exactly. All you're doing is making this thing smarter because you're making your people dumber. So the phone has to compensate for all the stuff that they can't do on their own, like remembering they goddamn period or something like that. Like,
remember the phone number.
You need an app.
And here's the scary part. I'm not talking about the younger people. I'm talking about the older people.
Yeah.
So nobody can remember a phone number anymore. I'm like,
because
you're older than me. Why? What is wrong with you?
It's trained in obsolescence. If you never have to actually remember a number in your head, You only have to look at a picture. Eventually, you will start losing it. Your brain will start pruning that information out of your brain because you're not using it. Any information in your brain is easily remembered if it's accessed more often. The less you access it, the more you don't use it, the more your brain just kind of figures out that, okay, well, we don't need this anymore. We'll never use it. So you're losing a whole section of how your brain functions with remembering numbers and stuff like that. You're losing it. It's not going to come back. I mean, you can try to work on it, but you're going to lose it. So you'll have a generation of fucking people who can't remember 7 goddamn numbers for any length of time. So it's a problem. It's a problem. But you still there, Malika? You fell off.
No, I'm here, brother. I'm just letting y'all brothers talk. I'm being respectful to the host and respectful to the panel, quote unquote.
Oh, you cool. You cool. I know how you roll. You usually really respectful, so don't worry about it. Only person I got to watch is that Albert motherfucker right there.
What I do?
He's like, what did I do? Nothing. But today's Saturday. It's your day to get some shit. You got to get some sometime or another. So, what's up, no one? I see you in here. Yeah, so that was just my take on Newstall's idea, because I do think it's a really good idea in how I would think this space would function best. And Malika bringing up BGS back in the day, that's what the Coliseum was. Who would tune in for 8 hours and watch 8 hours of that stream? I would. Why? Because within every hour or so, this conversation is moving through a bunch of stuff, through tech, through finance, through just political stuff, through world events. It's moving through everything, and these are all black men talking about this shit. It's not a bunch of white talking heads, somebody with some pancake makeup on, sitting up there with a stick up their ass and a puppet behind their head saying, this is all the stuff we know about what's what. No, these are all black men that have devoted themselves to something or another and learned about it enough that they can actually teach this to other people and dispensing it to other black men. That was powerful to me. That is a powerful fucking thing. But that's a panel working as a way to disseminate information and not a panel working in a way to have fucking Jerry Springer time. There's a difference. There was a structure. There was some order that was maintained in some senses. And that's the only thing, if you want to dispense information, that's what you need. You're going to have that kind of fucking structure. You're going to have to
quote the Crimson Cure and Father's Time, we need some SOS.
You need your SOS. You need your systems, orders, and structure. I believe in that shit. You need that shit. Because I don't see, coming from a carpenter's mind state, I don't see structure as a bad thing. Structure is good because you can build on structure. You cannot build on something that is unstable, right? You can build on sand if you want to, but don't be surprised if you find your living room down the hill or in the ocean, when you come home at night. It's just going to be what it is. So you need some kind of solid structure to build off of, because then that is something that was going to last and people can actually see. If you're trying to resist that structure and run from it, then it's going to defeat your whole message. You can't have the idea of having no fucking structure. Even water has to conform to some kind of place that it's in. It's either going to flow like a river or it's going to flood the plain, but it's going to have to conform to something. It's going to have to. Otherwise, you got a problem.
It's stagnant.
Yeah, stagnant. So for me, like I said, I just try to, troubleshoot and try to find ways to make things work. And to me, that would make that shit work. It will make it really powerful, really concentrated, and you can point anybody like you would do to like a BGS vault. Is like, go to this show and go look through the archives, and there is a title of an archive for the job that you might want to be into in that archive. And you can go to it, pull that out. Maybe it's 30 minutes or so, and it's a 30-minute video, bam, coming up about what this person does, who this person is, what they do, 5 steps in getting to do how they do, and they lined it out for you with links and shit like that. And then the Q&A answering some of the questions that random people are asking and want to know about this profession. And then you put it back on the shelf like another book. And it's there. It's concise. It's there. You can always reference back to it really easily, really quickly. You don't have to sift through, 5 hours of a fucking panel discussion. Don't.
Exactly. You gotta look for the time mark where they were telling you about the information that you need.
Dude, I'm guilty of that myself. That's why I'm saying this shit. I'm not saying this shit because I'm sitting on a high horse. I'm saying this shit because I'm guilty of it. I said some good shit sometimes, and I might have heard it come out of other people's mouths. I can't prove it because I got to go back through 6 hours of goddamn videos to pull it out. I ain't doing that shit. I don't have time. So fuck it. Whatever. It's out there. At least the information is out there. Can't pull it out. Late to the term SOS. Okay, no one. Check in on the Crimson Cure's channel, Sheep Say Sleep TV's channel, the Bishop's channel, anybody in the A Game fam, and they will talk about SOS, systems, order structure. And that is what a man has to bring to that situation. That is what a man brings to the situation. I'd point you to Kendra first, just because Kendra was the first one talking about it. She was the first one in that A Game family. So that's why I'd point you to her first, because I always go back to the source. But Kendra, Father's Time is his thing, and you can get that shit.
And it's very concise because Kendra uses
What's up, Berto?
She uses charts and she uses everything, and information is broken down from soup to nuts. Very concise. But also SOS leads to a lot of other different things.
I'm on the bell. I don't want to be thinking about it.
Okay, you don't want to be famous. So this is my homeboy, Berto, in here from junior high school. This motherfucker went to junior high school with me. And he just rolled in here, so his wife must be nearby. Yeah, so he trying to stay low key. He cool. He cool. I ain't seen him in a minute since COVID happened, but he just rolled through here. It's good, man. It's all black folks. They don't know you.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. Man. Just chilling.
Cool.
Just chilling, man. Staying out of trouble.
Good. I'm glad to see you made it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You got vaxxed and everything like that?
Yeah, we all got vaccinated. I got vaccinated. My family got vaccinated by the way, bro. My mom's in the medical field.
Oh, yeah.
Way, when it was supposed to be the 75 and up, we all got ours.
Yeah, she got y'all early then. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I waited a little while till it was all done. It was like,
my brother-in-law passed away from it, and his dad passed away a month after.
You hear that, people? COVID wasn't fake. Here is a brother that I actually know personally, and 2 of his people passed from it. Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah. And that ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, that goes to that motherfucker who was arguing with Nicole Ali about COVID was fake and all the rest of that dumb shit.
You know what, though? Wrestling's fake, too, but you don't hear a bunch of people going crazy off the wall about that shit, though.
Yeah, wrestling is fake until one of them motherfuckers hit you in the face.
Exactly.
And you see how fake that shit is. If it's so fake, why? If wrestling is so fake, why do little kids doing them damn pile drivers and shit like that end up breaking the little motherfuckers in half and going to the hospital? Because they didn't know how to do it right. Because it actually takes some training, motherfucker. It's not fake.
Hey, I thought wrestling was real back in the day too until I saw a show with how crazy it is entertainment, man.
No shit.
They slap people, but they stomp their feet. It's just the sound effects and.
Why don't any wrestlers like wrestling with D'Lo Brown? Because he's sloppy and he get people hurt. Ask Draws, paralyzed to this day. Is wrestling fake? I bet you we tell you it won't. I bet you the Hart family would tell you that Owen Hart being dead wasn't fucking fake.
Oh, hell no.
No.
They didn't get his shit right. They didn't get his rigging right, man. They did not get his rigging right.
They're trying to do all that excitement, that entertainment, but look what happened.
No shit. Fucking Eddie Guerrero, when he went to WWF and blew out his elbow in the first match he wrestled in, dislocated his old elbow. Didn't look fake to me. That looked like that shit hurt.
I still can't get the image out of my head when Sid came off that top rope the wrong way, and his leg just twisted like, oh my god! I still can't get that out of my head. That still horrifies me to this day.
Look, man, I'm not too squeamish about a lot of things, but there's certain things that do get me. And like what Charles does, that Greco-Roman wrestling and stuff like that, I've watched wrestling videos of that because I like Greco-Roman wrestling. I watch motherfuckers get their arm bent back the other damn way. That does, Look, I'm too empathic for that shit. That shit just fucks me up just watching it.
People doing MMA, how they do with the kids. I don't see how more people break their legs.
I've seen a dude break his leg, kicking, doing Muay Thai with his shin, and his shit was his foot flapping like a dead fish. Not his foot, his shin bone.
Oh my! Well, yeah, I see where dude's leg was wrapped, it broke. It's wrapped around his leg, came back behind him, but he didn't even know it was broken.
Yeah, motherfucker looked like Stretch Armstrong all of a sudden.
He didn't know it was broken, but when he touched the weight on it,
that motherfucker buckled like a belt. Oh my goodness. All right, 1 second, you guys. I had a phone call. I got to take this real quick. 1 second. You guys go ahead and talk.
Yo, AB, you know what gets me though, man?
What?
When you just seeing brothers, these wrestlers, man, just the damage that they take and how the way the bodies break down, man. When I was looking on HBO Max, or was that Showtime Max? I saw Andre the Giant, like, because his body was still growing through that acromegalia, and he was getting old, and they showed how his hips and his feet and his knees and his shins were so messed up. I was just like, damn. And like when that famous match between him and Hulk Hogan said, man, my back, his back was hurting for days after when he did that body slam on him, man.
We were gonna close down, but oh, go ahead, Malika. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, brother.
I was trying to unmic. But he was gonna sell the place. And I told him I would buy it from him. But until that time, we were selling everything half off, so that's where everything has gone to. That's why it looks so bare.
I was wondering, man, I hadn't had by so long, and I was like, I wonder if they still open or
it's still open.
I don't even want to talk about some of the stories I heard about Andre the Giant and some of the stuff that's happened in the ring.
Yeah.
You heard about Brad? Did you hear what he did to Brad News Brown?
No, what did he do to him?
Yeah, I just got my business back, so business license under my name for this company, so I just have to finish paperwork on my homeboy. Give him his money. He's done. It's mine. Okay, go ahead, you guys.
It may be too inappropriate based on who's in the store, so you might have to just look up Brad News Brown and Andre the Giant. Trust and believe. It may be a little too inappropriate for what's because artists is in the store. I don't want to be too inappropriate.
No, there's no kids in here. It's these grown folks in here, so you can say what it is.
Make a long story short, Andre had been drinking the night before, and
he shit on dude's bed.
Pretty much. He got diarrhea on the dude, and I was like, ugh. I actually heard Brad News Brown talk about it. He said like he didn't even take his clothes off. He just jumped in the shower.
Yeah, you don't. What the fuck? No, I ain't touching this shit. Rinse it off. Yuck. I'd have a grudge against a motherfucker after some shit like that, though, for real. We ain't never gonna be cool again. You don't shit on me in a wrestling match.
That's the interesting thing.
You don't shit on me in no wrestling match, motherfucker.
If your stomach is bubbling, you shouldn't be trying to.
You shouldn't even be. Yeah, you should not be having bubble guts and going out to wrestle. That's not okay. Because I just think of toothpaste. I'm sorry.
Did you ever hear of a martial artist and stuntman by the name of Gene LaBelle?
No.
All right. This guy has been in the business for as long as we've been alive, right? Like over probably maybe 50 to 60 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's trained and he's fought with the best of them. He's been in a lot of movies. Well, he had did a sparring match with Steven Seagal. And this is when like Steven Seagal was at the height of Steven Seagal.
Oh.
And Gene LaBelle reminds you of like Jack Kirby, like an old crotchety Jewish guy. Oh, but really? Gene LaBelle is like 5'7", 5'8" guy, but he's got them old mitt hands, and he knows that it's a bevy of martial arts, and he knows that old school jujitsu and joint locking. Well, Steven Seagal thought he could take out Gene LaBelle, and Gene LaBelle's like, all right, whatever, come on, let's do it.
All right, Berto. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Tell the wife I said hello.
Oh, yeah. So they get into it, and he winds up choking out Steven Seagal. And Steven Seagal shits on himself in the gi.
Oh,
That'll do it.
wow. Yeah.
And that's something like, because Steven Seagal has this very narcissistic and egocentric attitude, and people are like, oh, okay. And everybody joke, and anybody in the martial arts community always jokes about when Gene LaBelle choked out and made Steven Seagal shit on himself. And what Steven Seagal did, he ate a meal before he got in the match. Now, if anybody fights or anybody that did any training, you do not have a big meal before you have a match. Where you don't eat something
Same thing
like
with saying you just don't do it. Don't do it.
You will turn into a Lego fun factory before you know it. No, not Lego. Play-Doh fun
factory.
Play-Doh fun factory. Do not do that shit. It's not advisable. I used to run track, and when I ran track, I would not eat. You're not supposed to eat anything heavy at all. Like I have some oranges or something, but I'm not having any food because once you get out there and start huffing and running and shit, dude. I used to watch Iron Man challenges when I was younger on TV. And the one I remember that sticks out in my mind is that woman who ran all that way and pissed and shit on herself to get across the fucking finish line. I thought that is the most embarrassing shit ever. Who cares if you won? You shit your pants in them little running shorts. We all saw it. Yuck. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you? No. I'm sorry. There's some decorum that needs to be maintained. And that shit is embarrassing.
I do.
No, I'm not doing that shit. But anyway, so I was hoping that, and thank you to the Master Teacher BGS for sharing the video. I saw that alert come up a while ago. But I was hoping Dr. Tia-san would come up here and talk to me about this shit. So now I got to talk about it without his ass. So Dr. Tia-san sent me a couple of videos today of some information to see if I knew about it and what was going on. And they're pretty fucking interesting. And I'll tell anybody, if you want to send me some geek stuff, I haven't done this regularly, but if you want to send me some geek stuff you want me to look at and give my little 2 cents on, just shoot it to artisan1112@gmail.com and I'll look at it. Just put it in the title, like, check this out. That's it. Because then I'll know what it is. I don't want y'all to blow up my email box because I'm already running at my limit. But if it's something that's actually interesting that you would like me to take a peek at and just give you my 2 cents on it, fine. You can read the article and get your own 2 cents on it. But it wouldn't be my 2 cents now, would it? So if you want to, do that shit. So Dr. Tia-san did this today, and he sent me two links to 2 articles. The first one was about Iron Fist, which most people probably wouldn't give a shit about since the Netflix show. Now, Iron Fist in Marvel Comics is Danny Rand with the power of the Iron Fist imbued in him from the dragon. What was it? I forget. I almost said Shao Kahn. It's not the right dragon. It's not the right Asian name. But you guys get the gist of the story. He has the Iron Fist. His fist glows. It's super hard. Gets some superhuman strength, healing, and all this shit from it, right? All well and good. Now, what he sent me was talking about what's going on in Marvel Comics where they have Danny Rand giving up the Iron Fist and passing it off to...
Oh, come on, don't tell me. Oh! Fuck.
Hold your heart. Clutch your pearls.
Oh,
clutch your pearls, Malika. Clutch your pearls. There you go. That's what Malika.
Fuck.
Right. Now... it's kind of pissed off because the video I'm watching, they're showing the comic. Like, mind you, like I was just telling my boy Berto, we ain't had new comics in here in a while. So, and I'm loyal. I'm not going to another comic shop to get fucking comics. I'm fucking not. I'll just catch up. You know, that's not the business I'm in. Not that I got any hate. It's just I'm loyal to this spot. I keep my mojo here. Okay. So what they're showing is it looks like Adora Milaje taking the power of the Iron Fist, and now she has the power of the Iron Fist. And Danny Rand is sitting there telling her how you can have it, you've earned it. I wasn't that good of an Iron Fist anyway. And I'm like, what the fuck? What books have they been reading? I don't remember this shit. How are you doing? So basically, the point of it is that I mentioned this last week, I think, on my show, is that every Marvel character has a female counterpart, especially in this phase 4 with the MCU. The substitutes are there. They're just waiting to swap them in. You're seeing it right now with the Loki stuff where they're building up Sylvie. Well, what is Sylvie going to be? It's going to be your Loki. Why do you think you got to get all these episodes with her? It's obvious. It's there. Now, how Marvel goes about it is subtle. It's a little bit more subtle than KK, but it's still happening. It's still shifting these people in. They're still there. Their replacements are already there. In the comic book sense, this happens from time to time. And then it goes back to what the original character was. Like my homeboy Zach would say, a year and a day. You're going to get 12, 13 issues of this stuff. And then it's going to go back to being what it was, right? The original character is going to go back to being what it was because they can't eliminate the character altogether. It's like, yeah, you could have Spider-Woman and Spider-Gwen and Silk and all these other female spider characters, but you can't kill Peter Parker. Can't get rid of Peter Parker. You always have to have Peter Parker because people who grew up with this character knows the original is Peter Parker. It's just how it is, right? The original Iron Fist for the comic books is always going to be Danny Rand. Now, the only reason I think they're doing this in the comic is because of the hate for the Netflix show, which I still hold up is that it was getting better. They rushed it. Like any studio that rushes any comic book movie usually messes it up. As DC, they do it often. Okay, Warner Brothers does it often. Iron Fist was rushed because they're trying to build something really quickly, and it got slow, it got a little boring, but by the time they got out of season 2, it was in a more interesting place. They put in a lot of stuff that would be really interesting to see. I would watch a Daughters of the Dragon. I'd watch Danny Rand learning how to channel something more in both hands or through weapons and stuff like that. That would be more interesting. I'd want to see a Heavenly Tournament and see the other immortal weapons. I would love to see that because Danny Rand is a good character for that. If you don't like Finn Jones, you don't have to like Finn Jones. Who gives a fuck?
Can I say something to that though?
Yeah, please do. This Geek Speak.
I liked Finn Jones, but also I liked how when he came on to Cage and you saw a modern friendship with those two. I would have loved to see those two working together. And also Finn Jones, as he progressed, you could see the choreography and the martial arts training got a little bit better.
He was getting better.
It wasn't that bad. It had like promise. A lot of shows in the beginning have slow progressions and they kind of start to take off and start doing well. Star Trek, the very first 60 seasons started like that. The old Gene Roddenberry season, first season, with Captain Pike. Even the trailer with Pike was like people were like, "What is this mess?" But it caught on.
Yeah, that's a standard. That's a standard with.
I'm sorry,
the standard for geek. Yeah, the standard for geek stuff is it gets off to a slow start. Yeah. The standard for some sci-fi stuff, especially if it's more going on than just fighting, starts off slow. That's just the way it is.
WandaVision.
WandaVision
is a great example of that. If I watched the first 2 episodes, like, why am I watching this again? Then that third episode, I was like, oh, okay. I see where they're going with this.
I can sit there through the slow build. I can sit through the slow build. I don't have a short attention span like that. I can sit there through the slow build if it's going to build to something because I'm watching the blocks that they're putting together and how they're putting them together. I said, okay, let me see how this develops. I want to see where this goes. Now, if it gets to the end and you fumbled it, well, you fumbled it at the end. But I like the idea that you started low and built it up to something. Most people nowadays can't do that shit. That's why, if you remember, when I was doing WandaVision, everybody was trying to punch out from the first episode or 2, and I was like, you ain't even seen the whole goddamn show yet. Man, shut up. Calm down. Just relax. Just watch the show. Jesus Christ. It's 8 episodes. Give them a minute. Oh, this sucks. It's 1 episode. Okay.
And it's
Yep,
only
I'm sure we'll talk more about this tomorrow, but I'm feeling Loki too.
Yeah. I'll talk
I'm
about
also
it.
watching Bad Batch, which is
Loki and Bad Batch. I watched both of those this morning. I caught up on my Bad Batch, so I had like a 3-episode marathon this morning since I woke up early for some God knows reason. So I watched all 3. And just to answer no one's question right here, who did he pass it to? He passed the Iron Fist to one of the Dora Milaje, and I'm not sure if it's a Koye or not because I'm just looking at the video that Dr. Tiasan sent me and not really seeing the picture clearly on the guy who's talking about this stuff. But yeah, he passed it on to one of the Dora Milaje.
I wish Dr. T was here where you could talk about it because I know the 3 of us, we're going to cuss to high heaven, but Dr. T is going to be very kind of elegant, going to be kind of cool about it. He'll say,
he's going to be academic about it. But,
yeah.
But that's what I appreciate Dr. Tiasan for. That's why I like his point of view, because for me, I might not use all the academic terminology, but I understand what he's saying when he says it. I just don't say it that way. For me, I'm trying to be more relaxed with how I talk, because if I talk like I was thinking most of the damn time, it would alienate a lot of people, and it really puts people off. Like,
because it what pissed me off is now that you're writing for this feminist mindset, like, oh, let's give these certain characters or turn these certain characters feminine now. I'm like, really? God. Ugh. And now it's just becoming blatant, it's smacking you in the face. Like, you know, it's like, no, here we're gonna make somebody here. I'm like, really? Okay.
Like, do we have to?
And but what cracks me up is like, okay.
It's like a back.
If we all know the story of the Iron Fist, like, you know, Danny Rand had to go through something in order to get that power from that dragon.
Yep, had to fight him.
Yeah. I mean, from what we know from the comic and what we saw, I was like, oh crap. But I'm not saying a Dora Milaje couldn't get it, but now it's like, okay.
What's the point of them having it?
Yeah, they're already badass already. Like, answer me this question: does Shang-Chi need to power the Iron Fist?
No, but that's actually a funny joke in the comics where who is it? I think it's Black Panther talking to Luke Cage, and he's talking to Luke Cage about Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And that Danny Rand never mentioned Shang-Chi, and Black Panther is like, he never mentioned him, the master of Kung Fu? I mean, yeah, Danny Rand has the Iron Fist, but Shang-Chi is the master of Kung Fu. And Luke Cage taking up for his homeboy, like, nah, he never mentioned him. He's like, oh, I found that funny.
Exactly.
So it's a little bullshit session going on, right? About who's better in a sense. But Shang-Chi wouldn't need it.
Exactly. That's what cracks me up with the Dora Milaje. My thing is, I can understand if Iron Fist was training a character. And this character, he trains up and this character goes through the hero's journey, what we always talk about. But now you gotta understand, definitely women don't understand the hero's journey.
They don't have the same the same journey. They don't.
Exactly. Because for men, we have to, it's a masculine thing for us to deal with trial and tribulation. It's a masculine thing for us to, and it's not just the journey making you, it's what we do within the journey that makes you become the hero. What do you learn? Each journey, like, all right, remember Hercules when he goes through the 12 labors or the 12 tasks that Zeus puts him through, right?
Right.
Each one of those tasks represent him growing as a man and going through his hero's journey. Growing as a man, growing to become humble, growing to become noble, loyal, honorable, respecting people. He's not just some big muscle-bound dude that's a demigod. His mission is bigger than him, and that's the hero's journey.
Right.
One of the best movies
selflessness.
one of the best movies that show you the hero's journey is The Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
Because you see Luke going through a journey where he fails. And Yoda tells him you're going to fail because you're not ready yet and you're basing things on emotion. And the Emperor is using Vader to get you to save your friends.
You know, and if you hear me talking, I'm not crazy. I'm live streaming. So, kid in the building, y'all just watch the profanity. Because
no problem.
We'll let them cuss at their own child. We won't do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. You were saying Empire Strikes Back, Hero's Journey.
But in Empire Strikes Back, you see Luke's hero's journey, one of his journeys, and it's failure because he allowed his emotion to cloud his judgment. And the biggest thing that Luke had to face was himself. Because when I was young, when he goes in that little cave in Dagobah and he fights Vader and he cuts Vader's head off, but then the faceplate explodes and you see it's Luke's face. I couldn't understand that when I was a kid until I got older.
I had to figure that out. Like, he's inside the armor?
But you know what? That was George Lucas's artistic way of saying Luke has to battle himself.
Mm-hmm.
Battling himself, and it's him. This is his father. It's him.
Exactly.
Yeah, also hinted at the fact that really was his father. I didn't get that till later.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what I also realized, Luke was dealing with a lot of emotion. He was dealing with Remember, Sith and Jedi can feel emotions strong. Yep. You know, the Emperor was sitting there and letting Luke's fear. He said, "Yeah, you're afraid. Mm-hmm. You're afraid. Yes."
His doubt. Yep. His doubt, his fear.
His doubt and fear. And Vader knew it too. Mm-hmm. And Vader was using it against him. And Vader knew that Luke wasn't ready. Mm-hmm. But it was to a point like, all right, Vader's like, okay, if you ain't going to come, I'm going to kill you. We still got your sister. So, all right.
Yeah, when he mentioned the sister, that's when like, okay, nope. Like, that ain't happening.
Well, psychologically, he knew he found that was the trigger because you realize from those scenes, if you understand that Jedi and Sith, anybody who's using the Force is a little bit empathic to people and their emotions. He's seen what is bothering him and what he's trying to hide, and he found it. He found that trigger that he was trying to hide, and he pushed that button to try to push him over the edge to that damn hatred. And once he did that, Luke's love for his sister turned into that hatred for Vader and fighting his father to protect her.
And that's when the Emperor was like, yes, strike down your father and join my side.
He could feel it too. They knew it was bubbling right there. They were just trying to figure out, how to pop the top on that.
Exactly. But can I say something? That is something where you see in the hero's journey where you have to see, does he strike his father down in anger? Or does he's like, no, I'll never be like you. I'll never be like my father. And he's realizing, and this is something, a crossroads where men have to meet. Like, do you, I could kill him, but what does that prove?
Yeah, because he realized his father went through the same thing.
Exactly.
That's how his father felt. That was the best scene that I got. I think it was on the second time that I watched that, where he is attacking his father. He going in. He can kill his dad right then. And then he stops, and then he looks at his father's hand, which is mechanical. And then he looks at his own hand, which is mechanical, and realizing he went through the same thing. I'm doing the same thing that happened to him. And that's when he realized and pulls himself back, and you see he closes his eyes, centers himself in the Force, and just says, no. This is the point of decision. This is the conflux point right here. This is it. This is the point of choosing. and he chooses like no, and that's why he throws his lightsaber away, so he can't even attack his father again. No, I'm not going to do it. You failed. You pushed me to this point. This was the decision point. I chose the opposite direction, and now I'm firmly standing over here.
And that's where the saying, you know, with power comes great responsibility, which men must learn. And also, as men, we're learning when to pull back.
Yep. When you're supposed to hold.
Exactly. And that's what makes leaders.
You're supposed to
that's
hold.
What makes
you're supposed to go.
Exactly.
One of my favorite episodes of Star Wars is actually episode 3, because it added so much context to what went on Return of the Jedi. Because basically, if you think about it for a minute, Anakin joined Darth Sidious for the same reason he killed Darth Sidious, to protect his family.
So, baby. Yeah, looking for.
He saw his son suffering. He's like, "Oh, it's like, no, dude, you gotta go." He's like, "It's time for you to go."
Well, that's because Anakin's flaw was the same thing like in the Flash. Anakin's flaw was he couldn't bear to lose anybody. He didn't want to let anybody go.
And look what Flashpoint did. Good Lord.
Exactly, because the Flash, as fast as he can run, he can't let go of his fucking mother. He can't let go of that shit. He won't let it go. And anytime he went back to try to save her, I'm going to bring her back. She's supposed to be dead, dude. She's supposed to be dead. You'll fuck up everything if you change that. It's like the butterfly effect. You change that one thing, you changed everything else too. It's not just that she's that important. It's just that certain things are supposed to happen a certain way for a reason. You don't know what the reasoning is. You just have to learn to adapt to the change. Just the way it fucking is. Right. So with Anakin, he couldn't bear the loss of his mother. In essence, he was still a child, not wanting to grow up and be that man.
True.
He wasn't. And he was still. Also, that's why he choked out Padme. You know, because you brought him to me. He's like, "What are you afraid? It's Obi-Wan. He ain't gonna try to kill you unless you try to kill him. He actually love your little ass, motherfucker. Been training you all these years."
But then also the vulnerability of him too, because he was also trying to live up to this image of being the one.
It wasn't that. It was that he was young and impatient. His whole thing with him, I'm more powerful than this. I should be this, and all the rest of that. That's somebody in his ear. That's Palpatine in his ear, fucking him up, like
putting a battery in his back.
Yep.
Angry Man asked this question on his stream the other day when he was talking about Thor, and he's talking about how Thor was going at Odin in the movie and calling him old fool, and and Angry Man was trying to say where was that coming from? It was probably Frigga. It wasn't Frigga. It was Loki. Loki was telling Thor that shit that whole time, because remember, Thor and Loki was brothers, and Loki wanted the throne. He liked Odin, but he thought Odin was a fool because he would pick Thor over him, who would be the better choice. So that's why
Loki was so mad when
that came out of his mouth, because that was Loki telling him that shit, because that's what Loki felt. Frigga didn't feel that way. Loki did. He spit out his brother's words and then realized, like, oh shit, sound just like him. Go ahead, Mike. I got it.
And it was just, and speaking on that, you saw how hurt Odin was. You know what I'm noticing with the Marvel MCU? You're seeing a lot of father-like connections with me. Seeing it with Yondu and Star-Lord and his father. Which was cool. You know, Yondu was kind of a weird, strange father figure, but Yondu kind of loved him.
Yeah, I told you what I felt about Yondu.
What?
At least in the MCU Yondu, I'm not giving him no praise, because he kidnapped a lot of kids and brought them to their slaughter before he decided to finally stop on one.
Yeah.
And want some kind of fatherhood respect for that. I was like, what about the other 1,000 or so kids that you let get killed? No, one doesn't balance that out, homeboy. You got really rich off of doing something really despiteful. 520. I rang it all the way up and all into my conversation and didn't actually get any money from this dude. That is not how this works. Yeah.
Don't mess the money up, man.
See, this is a good customer, right? Because he knows like, Yondu is Mary Poppins. Yeah, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, Mary Poppins was, but Disney, boy, they don't pass up a chance to market. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't give a lot of respect for Yondu. He's a fun character in the movie, but looking at that, it's like, dude, you let a lot of kids to slaughter. I'm sorry. Receipt 18 or 14. Oh, Jesus Christ, 1480. Would you like it back? No. All right.
Thank you, bro.
Uh-huh. And I would say, at least for the MCU, most of what they do outside of the Black Panther is showing you that your fathers aren't good.
Yeah.
It just brought it home in that video, the other video that Dr. Tia-san sent me about. I'm gonna forget it now that I just start thinking about it. But they're talking about other father figures in the MCU that weren't good, and naming off, Thanos, and I don't think Yondu came up in that list, but a lot of other people had shitty fathers in the MCU, that their fathers were shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, that falls in line with that whole narrative from females. You elevate women, and fathers aren't about shit. They're better off dead. They do things like throw their daughters off of, cliffs just so they can get a stone. What you got, Edwin?
And also turn your daughter into a cyborg.
Yeah.
What's that? I know that you're letting me buy that.
Yeah, I'll let you buy it.
Because I know plastic is a shortage. I can think of many things that do with it, so I'm not gonna tell you. So
Yeah,
I
don't judge. I don't judge professionally. But
No,
if you want to buy this many boards, you can buy that many boards. I don't give a shit.
Plastic, yeah, I know. It's like the plastic. I know it's a problem right now.
Well, we don't have it.
Yeah, everybody. That's why I checked it.
Yeah,
I know that's full price. I know that's.
Well, it's probably because it's close to
China.
should be convention season.
I don't know what's going wrong with some guy at the third store said China's making like masks. That's a shortage.
Oh, they probably turned it into more rice.
Well, no, that's fucking bad. Don't kick it out. But this is a pandemic. That's why the plastic comes from China. That could be wrong, but that's what the guy told me.
Fuck that dude too.
It's not your right. It's not their shop. Yeah,
That's why we should not export everything that we need to produce to run our fucking country, because
I'm American. I'm not thinking
American. You're American now. Yeah. If you had a cheeseburger in the last year, then you're American. 2805. You guys can still talk. Don't mind me. I can mute myself up, which I probably should have did, so I didn't derail you guys from speaking.
No, you was talking, man. You was talking before.
Oh, my bad. This is one of my regular customers, Edwin.
I'm older than him.
And Edwin actually is Chinese. That's why we have this joke.
I know I'm just talking to this guy. I can understand. If you're a stranger on the street, I get it.
Edwin is actually funny because he's one of our good customers that actually gives us gifts and shit. Which I think you gave us the little multi-tool, right?
The box, multi-tool.
Yeah, he gave me the box and the little multi-tool. I'm a carpenter. I love tools. And that hand sanitizer in that box, I use that hand sanitizer in my car.
Nothing like potpourri is something useless. I keep guys like that. I'm like douchery.
It's either that or baked goods that we get.
Hey, I don't give people good baked goods right now. All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I'm not no good with that.
No problem.
I crack. Only joke is I crack the glass with this stuff.
Well, what stuff? This one?
Yeah. No, just keep.
Don't drop it on the table.
No, I won't do. All right, I'll get the hell out of it. But yeah, that's one last thing. Is, I don't know. You know more than I do. This industry is. The guy I think it was Escapist. He said because China, the plastic comic book bags are like the providers are from China. They're doing masks. stuff because of the COVID.
Oh, so that's why
That's
they
why
don't
you
have
guys
the
don't
plastic.
have it. That's why they don't have it. That's why anybody in the Bay Area, the comic shop, don't have it.
See, this is how you understand when you get to grow up a little bit and understand that all this shit is connected. So what's if you guys can't hear what Edwin is telling me is that talking to another comic store about why we don't have plastic bags and boards, we don't have them because we haven't ordered them. The rest of the shops that's still been operating normally don't have them either. The reason being is because China is the main supplier of most of these bags and stuff. And they've been using that plastic to make face shields and masks and shit. So there's none for your comic books.
Another reason to hate us, Peter ass.
Another reason to hate outsourcing. Don't sound ambitious. Like you can't make plastic in the U.S. Jesus Christ!
Plastic is underrated.
All these lesbians getting their dildos from you. Jesus Christ. Let's repurpose some of this plastic.
Like a cool spot with a beer can thing, like it kills, like hangs like pigeons.
Oh shit!
Because their neck goes through it. That's like unfortunate.
Woo!
All right, sir. Thank you
Edwin. Good seeing you.
Thank you for that help. I always tell Zach, I can't say shit because you're the man that started this shit. Lots of people say, "Oh man, it's going out of business." You did something about it.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not. It should be all done July. It should be all done July.
So you gotta fill it up.
We'll start ordering again so we can fill it up. I mean, it took fucking I don't know how many years to fill all that shit up. So it's gonna take some time to fill it back up. Because you got to think about most of the stuff that was there was all stuff that
years ago
we ordered and people didn't buy. So, so it's all old stuff. It's a lot of old stock.
Yeah.
So
This guy bought that boob goddess. And he opened it up. The head was all jacked up. There's a girl. Something's right here. You get like a sarong or something.
I don't know who it was.
Okay. Well, thanks, man. I was just asking you how to respect it. Look at all this shit. You get by. Okay. I think
Take that shit.
Yeah, because I know, like, I go into another shop, they say, no, you can't buy plastic. We don't have enough. Get the hell out of here, okay?
No, I'm not having that issue. Like,
okay, it's cardboard. It's not
yeah, I was joking last week. It's like, if we could sell rubber dog food, I'd be selling that shit. I don't give a fuck. Spend your money on what you want to spend it on. If you spend it with me, I'm happy.
Okay, here's my last thing.
You said that the 3 last things ago.
I promise. Yeah, I say the same thing exactly. But being a sick fuck, what you do is you come in here and be a weirdo. I buy that whole bin and cart it out, and then take all the comics out. Then I have the bag of plastic.
As long as you don't do that shit in front of the store. Look,
yeah, I know. You think
hey, your comics, you do what you want with them. Wrapping paper is nice.
This will be all right.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with children. That's us.
All right, Edwin, have a good
sir,
one.
you take care.
And don't forget to go to the movies July 9th.
Okay, it should be better than before.
You see.
All right.
All right, peace. All right, brother. Sorry about that. That was Edwin. And Edwin is a little weird, but he's cool. What's up, Charles Faulkner? What's up?
What's going on, officer?
I got to work on my intro for you because I see New still got his own intro for you. So I'm gonna hook up something. I'm gonna make my little Faulkner entrance.
Panther theme, please.
Fuck you. You don't get to say what it's gonna be. I'm gonna make it, and then when I do it, you'll see it.
Oh,
This ain't total request. This is fun for me. I'm gonna put my effort into it, so this is gonna be fun for me to do. So
at least give you the goddamn suggestion, motherfucker. Goddamn.
Okay, thank you. Panther theme. I'll take it under advisement. So what you got?
Shit. Oh man, anybody in the DMV area? It's gonna be the dock and the cop once again. It's fire and smoke. Woo, smoking cigars, drinking liquor and hanging with our favorite niggas.
Oh, okay. Self-promotion, right?
Of course.
Let's talk about that shit.
You know what?
I was talking about that shit earlier.
Oh, you got to do shameless self-promotion. I meant to ask you this, Art, because because you saw the latest episode of Loki, right?
Yes, I did.
is it just me and no woman in the fucking can take an L in media nowadays? Like, wait a minute.
No.
Loki's an Asgardian god. Well, she's Loki as well, but I guess for all intents and purposes, she just did a name change instead of a gender swap.
No, she had to self-determine. Don't call me that. I'm on my own name. I want my own
I'm
name.
independent. I'm independent.
Thank you, Albert.
If you're
That's
another,
exactly what I
if
need.
you're
I'm
another,
taking that
you're
clip.
basically just another dimensional. You're
I
just
mean,
another dimension's Loki. That's all.
That's it. But she wants to, self-determine. Got to be something else. And no one. I see your point. High-end plastics are more money, higher profit margin. Yeah, I can see that. Fuck comic books with you got to make face shields and shit like that, and that's bringing you more money. And then plastic face shields got to be wrapped in plastic so you can sell them to somebody else. I get it.
Slightly
Money.
used plastic face shields.
Yeah, that's money, baby. So basically, comic book fans, if you want a good cheap face shield, take some of your Mylar bags and wrap around your goddamn face.
And don't forget, if you really want to keep COVID out your face, take your favorite extension cord and wrap it around your neck.
Get some of that David Carradine going on.
Oh no! Oh god! There's some ways you don't want to be found dead.
No, there are a lot of ways you don't want to be found dead, and that's one of them. That's just embarrassing for your family. Like, ugh.
You're like, we found Dad. Should I go in? No.
No. You don't want to. There's some stuff sticking out of his rectum, and he's hanging in the closet.
And he's got a heart on a raging bull.
Right. No.
Like, I'm just looking at that. Like she's taking out these guards, but Loki's having trouble. You're the same fucking person with the same abilities.
Look, say that shit for tomorrow. I'm not talking about none of that Loki shit for tomorrow.
Sorry.
Because I got my notes on that shit, and I really seriously trying to bait the Blade Master, Dr. Tia-san, out to talk about this shit, because I know he was incensed by some of that shit. He was heated by some of that shit. Because I usually watch the shit, and I'll shoot him and BGS a text message like, yeah, you need to check this out, see what y'all thought about it. And I hadn't even got a chance to send the text message out to him. Dr. T was texting me about, what is this shit? I'm like, I was dying. He was pissed. I'm like, I saw the same thing, man, but you speak on it from a direction I don't speak on it from. Just I saw the same shit. I had the same questions like, oh, that's pretty fucking interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're just gonna flat out kill this motherfucker, right? Okay. All right. And can't nobody stop you, huh? You're the smallest person in the room, but you're knocking out grown ass men. Okay, it's fiction. Shit. Oh damn! Laughing out loud. Syringes, medical devices, high profit margins. Yeah. Need it for the vaccinations. What's up, Death Racer? Peeking in from the clouds. Like my Koopa Troopers. Hanging out there in the clouds, just throwing spinies out. So, Charles, the sort of topic was Nustel's idea, and then the other one that we had just got onto was the shit that's happening in comics, and the two things that Dr. T sent me. One being Iron Fist giving up the Iron Fist to Adora Milaje, saying that he was never a good Iron Fist anyway, and he didn't want it, and just basically shitting on himself and walking away from like being a hero or whatever the fuck. And then the other one, which let me look at again real quick because I was forgetting what it was, which was this Indiana Jones, the new Indiana Jones movie, and what's going on with that. And some of the rumors that have popped up behind that.
Why?
Which is,
like, why do you? Aren't they like about 80,000 years old?
Look, the rumor.
Harrison Ford's 100 years old. Why they make another movie?
The rumor that this guy put out, I had heard that rumor. Right? It's not substantiated, but I heard that rumor. I'd already knew what was going on with this movie because I know who was producing it. is not one of my favorite people in the world for creative properties, especially not male creative properties. So I'll talk about it tomorrow a little bit more, but
I'll say something to you.
think about it this way.
You know what, man?
There's two franchises that are really huge that come out the 80s. Star Wars is one, Indiana Jones is the other. What do these two properties have in common outside of the creators?
Oh shit!
Kathleen Kennedy.
Ding, 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 the Charles Faulkner.
Oh gosh,
muscles.
Are you serious?
Well, she was, but here's the thing: she's always been there for all the other Indiana Jones movies.
She's always been there because
But now she's on top. Now she's going to fuck it over for real,
Person.
What you would think Disney would have the intelligence not to let her touch another franchise.
I wouldn't let her
Ever
touch
again.
shit, dude. I'd let her touch a Lifetime movie, but I think she'd fuck that up too.
I want to touch a Dixie cup filled with water.
Yeah, TLC will be white.
Yeah, or TLC movie or a warm cup of piss. So the rumor that I heard was one that Spielberg walked away from doing this Indiana Jones movie.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Alienate the creator of this character, okay? And then the other thing is it's a bunch of woke shit going on in this franchise. So basically, Dr. T sent me the video. I watched the dude's video and what he was talking about, and this is all rumor, but he got it from a pretty good source. And from what he was saying, I said, yeah, that don't even sound like a rumor. That sounds like par for the course. What are you talking about? That's not a rumor. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be a rumor if you can see she's done this shit before. That you're gonna look for a big fucking swap in Indiana Jones where somebody else picks up the hat and bull
But
whip.
Artisan, let's go back to the Iron Fist thing real quick.
Okay, yeah, because I know you got some feels on that.
Number one, in the comics, there's only like 5-6 Dora Milaje, so it's not a whole fucking army of these bitches.
No, it's not.
They're ceremonial wives and bodyguards. Are they highly trained? Yes. But they ain't fucking with no Iron Fist. Okay, Daddy fucking Ran. How can he be a shitty Iron Fist when some of his greatest stories ever was with him and Power Man, aka for all you comic books non-knowers, Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So you had some of the most controversial, some of the most thought-provoking shit in a buddy comic due to one.
Kid coming in, watch your profanity.
Okay. Due to one, a black man and a white guy teaming up, something that was unheard of.
You need help? Just let me know. Okay. And if you hear me talking out loud, I'm not crazy. I'm live streaming, so it's all geek stuff. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Charles.
And I said, one, you had a very profound comic that was unheard of a black guy and a white guy working together as equals.
Right.
So what makes him an S adjective character?
Exactly.
You get the reference.
Yeah. My thing was why would he be talking about himself being a crappy Iron Fist? I mean, I haven't read a lot of Iron Fist, but I know the stuff that happened in Iron Fist. He's a legit dude. That TV show didn't do him no justice, but he's a legit dude.
Yeah.
He is up and down hero. He has his struggles at times with being a hero and who he is, because I think he's lost his powers before and stuff like that, and had to go back to the source of understanding who he is. But that's kind of the hero's journey type of situation.
Yeah.
You have to remember who you are. It's not enough to to walk the path. You got to know why you walk the path, right? So he's done that, but these fights and stuff that he's been in and moral tournaments and stuff like that, he is a legit hero. For him to give it up, pass it off to somebody else and just be talking about, yeah, I was crappy the whole time. No, you weren't. Well, who's writing this?
Probably Kathleen Kennedy.
Probably. It sounds like some
wimpy, no backbone person.
No, here's the thing you have to realize, though. You remember that there's only one person who holds the Infinity Gauntlet over the Marvel stuff right now, and that's Kevin Feige. Kevin runs all that continuity stuff like that. That runs through him. That's all in his chair now. That's the position he holds.
Comic books and movies.
Comic books and movie. If it's continuity,
Comic books, movies, and television shows.
of all of it. They don't make a move now without him giving the okay on doing this stuff. They don't. That's how it runs now. Because they want to have a easy port to pull this stuff straight from the comic right into the movies and not have to do a bunch of extra rewriting and all the rest of that stuff. The tail is now wagging the dog. So
wow.
You couldn't get something like this passed now unless he agreed to it, as I'm understanding how his position works. You couldn't get this passed if he didn't agree to it. You couldn't even write the story.
Right.
So to me, it leads into, okay, so what are you going with? Are you going to try to have a new Iron Fist show on Disney Plus and have it be a female now? Because you already got Colleen Wing. Just give me the Daughters of the Dragon, and I'm cool. That's close enough. Danny Rand can still be. You can bring back Finn Jones. I wouldn't care. Just write a better story. That's it. Do it better justice than you did it the first time, which was rushed. And that was probably on Netflix's behalf because you can see how rushed it was and how it was happening, and then see what everybody is worried about with this He-Man, this Masters of the Universe show that's coming out. That's Netflix doing. That's not those.
Oh my goodness! I've actually spoke. It was funny because when I was working about a year and a half ago. I met Kevin Smith.
Yeah. Sorry, Charles. Let me just answer this question real quick. No. KK don't want the Tomb Raider franchise. She's more happy with taking established franchises and tearing them up. Go ahead.
I don't want her to have the Tomb Raider franchise either.
Whatever.
It was so funny because when I met Kevin Smith, he was like, "Dude, you're an old school cartoon fan." I said, "Well, is a pig behind pork?" He was hinting to He-Man, but he couldn't say it contractually. So it's funny. I'm really praying that they don't screw this up because man, you're gonna have some of the most angriest fans ever. Including me.
Yeah, so Lil Splain said that it's a new Iron Fist, but it's a little girl now named Ping, and Danny's training her. But this new BS with the Dora Milaje is crazy. So you reading that, Spain? You've been reading the Iron Fist? Because I told y'all we ain't got no new comics in here right now. So I'm hearing about this for the first time. Ain't that kind of like? Did they call her Ping and she's Asian? Ain't that a little racist? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Gave her.
I can see her, the black community. Come here, little Ping Ping. Come here, Ping Ping.
Yeah, no, it's Pang. It ain't even gonna be Ping. It'll be
Pang. Not the Pang.
Yeah, dude. Who is doing this? That was like making Riri Williams. It's like Riri. Riri. That's like short for retard.
Oh man, white guy making a black character. I know I can sound hip. Call her Riri.
Yeah, I was like, come on, man. Like, come on. You could have did better than that, Dennis. I've met you, dude. No, come on. Come on, man. Who told you that was a good idea? Come
on. From the two black women I've dated, I'm going to base a character that's going to be immortalized.
Ping in the Asian Kishi. Oh, man. Death Race.
Ping in the Asian Kishi.
You were dumb. Yeah, that makes no sense. I don't know if they're just trying to feel like they're doing some cultural reappropriation or what. But
I'm just like
Iron Fist has always been a white dude.
Why don't you make new characters?
Come on, Charles. You know why?
Because we can't.
Thank you. I don't see Herbert in the chat no more, but Herb will chime in on this. These people are not creative. That's messed up though. And then this stuff with Indiana Jones, with replacing Indy. Look, I'll just say this. I can go over it again tomorrow. But one of the rumors was that you have older Indiana Jones end up back in time with younger Indiana Jones, and both of them getting killed. And Indy's assistant, this chick, takes up the matter and becomes Indiana Jones. Becomes the new Indiana Jones. She takes the fedora, the leather jacket, and the bullwhip, and the satchel bag, and goes off to become the new Indiana Jones.
Can we stop killing men for the sake of women? Like
And
that
that
gets
was the
old.
joke that I made to Dr. Tia. So I was shaking my head like, I think that sounds closer to truth. So Kathleen Kennedy is going to kill Harrison Ford twice, huh? And destroy
Damn.
one of her mentors' franchise at the same time. Boy, she on a roll. They must. I'm telling you, them dudes did something to that chick. Dude. They must have had like a little. They had something going on. She going too hard at them. She going way too hard at them. She going way too hard. She tearing down their whole thing. I don't know what they did to her, but she's going way too hard at the two of them. She at their neck. I'm sorry. Something happened. Something happened. They got some pictures or something or turned her down.
Mm-hmm.
That one night they was all getting drunk. I don't know. Something happened. And she is wasting no time in trying to destroy both of their franchises at the same time, mind you. So yeah, that to me, that rumor sounds more believable because that would be the same crap that you just saw with the Rise of Skywalker. Same shit. Some woman killing off the other dudes and taking on the name, just appropriating the name and going forward.
Hey, artist, I'm about to hop off. I'll catch you tomorrow.
All right, AB. Peace to you, brother.
Peace.
Go in peace or leave in pieces. GG up. Oh, wilding out is up. Yeah. So what you got on that, Malika and Charles? Episodes, which she kind of do. But Danny's is upgraded to a
I'm getting sick of this, man. Why don't you just write some good story arcs? Like, God, man, this tells you that English must have took it. Somebody must have took a dump all over English in the last 20 years. English writing classes. Oh my God, man. It's sad. Like you're trying to make women go into a realm that a lot of women are not comic book fans. You do have some, but not really. It's like it's illegal to be male.
Apparently.
It's illegal for to have a male protagonist. A female can save herself. Said no time in history.
Well, to me, I think it's unnecessary because in the realm of comic books, that's supposed to be your claim to fame, which is creating new characters. I mean, you can hate Rob Liefeld all day long if you want to. You can hate his art, you can hate his personality, all that stuff. But you can't deny how many characters this dude has created. He's created a crap load of freaking characters.
He was cool with me.
He was cool with me when I met him. He was cool, right? What's that? Ghost Boys? No, I don't have Ghost Boys right now. But that was the thing. It's like you're in a medium where it's about being creative. You should be able to create a character or two. Stan Lee created a whole universe of called Marvel Comics. Some other people joined in. Jim Lee created a bunch of characters. Todd McFarlane created a bunch of characters. You mean to tell me you want to work in this medium? You can't create one?
That's the problem. It's not about them creating a character. They want to establish female characters of old characters, which takes away from the whole mythos of the character. So it just pisses me off because now we're just replacing for a period of time a character that's male with a female. Why can't you just make a female character? Because they know characters like that have to grow. Characters you have to create, you have to grow, you have to create it, you have to create the mythos behind it. You have to do that. So what are you going to do is you're just going to say, well, I'm just going to replace Spider-Man. I'm just going to replace Loki. I'm just going to replace Wolverine.
Yeah, that was the push behind Marvel's All New, All Different. They just created female versions of a lot of characters. That's it. All the established characters, they just created female versions of them and gave them their validity by having the established characters sign off on it.
And then on top of that, you notice why they took a nosedive in their comics.
Exactly.
Like, they don't get the hint. Make something new. Like, think about it. You had, I think Isaiah Bradley is a waste of a character.
Yeah, he's being wasted along with Spectrum and Blue Marvel.
I think Blue Marvel, thank you for taking the words out of my mouth, is a waste of a great character. You couldn't pump this out. Brand new characters who are black. What about America Chavez?
They're wasting her.
Wasting the character. See, but you want. I wanted to get your take on that gay Captain America, the black female Captain. Like
What?
what the? Like
What?
remember when they had that whole Captain America, like
What?
we are Captain America thing they're doing?
I didn't hear nothing about that. What's that?
Yeah, you didn't hear
Yeah,
about that?
you have to explain that to me because
They were making a
I ain't handling the
Filipino.
comics.
They made a gay Captain America, a Filipino Captain America, a black female Captain America, and they were like
Why?
doing little stories about them.
What is this? The We Are Robins in Marvel
I
equivalent?
guess so. I guess so. I guess so. Oh, you gotta send me that gift. You gotta send me that gift, man. That is
Nah,
You
you
the Action
pissed me
Jackson?
off.
Action Jackson gifts, baby.
Beat his ass.
Gave
then
him
he had
a
the typical '80s black pissed off man look.
Mm-hmm.
No, but when he hit him with that jab, cross, jab, and knocked him down, then Kurt
Like,
T.
I
Nelson was like, all right, fuck it. I'm just going to get the gun. And he's like, no.
Oh yeah, they are coming out with World War She-Hulk. Get the
What?
World
You
War
talking about
She-Hulk.
the comic or the Disney Plus show?
Oh,
No, that's the comic.
Oh, see. Yeah, y'all catching me up on the comics because we haven't been buying them. So I don't know. Thankfully, I don't know half of the crap that's going on, but unfortunately, I'm gonna have to find out pretty soon. So when I put that next order in, we put the new order in and get some new comics, and we get some of this stuff. Oh,
we
look
gonna
for some videos of me having some reactions like.
We're gonna be having a lot to talk about. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I'll be catching up. Just wait for it because, oh my god, yeah. Stuff I've been hearing has been not good. Has not been very good at all. In fact, she like Luther Strode. Oh my god. Wait, you're saying the new Spain? You're saying the new She-Hulk design looks like Luther Strode? Ugh. Why? I mean, I can show you right now this new She-Hulk design that I've seen, which I don't really like. It's interesting, but I don't really like it because I told you guys before I play the Marvel Future Fight game. And it's good because they always introduce new skins and stuff like that from the comics or the movies or whatever. And they came out with this She-Hulk design a couple months back, like two or 3 months ago, which look like freaking Blanca to me. Okay, she looked like Blanca from Street Fighter to me. I was like, damn, that is not even attractive.
I agree.
That was always part of the deal with She-Hulk to me, was that She-Hulk was the difference between a woman and a Hulk, and she kind of looked a little sensual in a sense, right? This one, they took all the femininity out of her. She just looked like a beast, and I'm like, yuck. Like, I don't mind, a bodybuilding chick, but this is like an ugly bodybuilding chick. Here, I'll just show you the picture. You guys should be able to see.
It's like a goddamn orc. Yeah.
Yeah, she does look like a damn half orc. You guys can see that. Let's see. You got too much glare. Too much glare. Look at that shit. Focus! Focus! Like, she just buff as hell. It don't even look sexy. It's like, okay, you got her away from doing that whole She-Hulk is the slut of the Avengers kind of. But
she wasn't the slut of the Avengers. She was the slut of the MCU.
Yeah, she's supposed to be in some sense. She's an attorney. KS can tell you about attorneys. I'm like, come on, man. So yeah, they just made her look like a big, ugly, freaking brute. I'm like, dude, that's not even cute. It's like, yuck. So this looked like Blanca to me. So if they go with this design, which is what I was thinking they were going to do, if they go with that for the Disney Plus show, that's going to be lame.
This is, you know what's so funny though, man,
They just
guys.
made Tim Drake gay. Did they?
We can hear.
It's
It's all
discovered
coming
it
in.
all of a sudden. Did he tell spoiler? Like, come on, man.
It's all coming down. It's all coming down. The destruction, the disintegration is just coming down. We're seeing the apocalypse just happen, man.
He said the apocalypse just happened.
Yeah, it is. You know, all right, Tim. Now we got to make this person gay. We're going to make these people female. We're going to make this person give up his powers and
Back up a bit. This isn't working. Okay. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, you guys. Sorry, I had a customer. Oh,
no, it's just you're just seeing how the way. I have nothing against a character being gay. I have nothing against female characters, but now we're just going to start throwing stuff out there. Oh, we're going to make him gay. We're going to make this person take their powers, or we're going to make this person give up his stuff. I'm like, really?
Yeah, that's why I never accepted like that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, Iceman ain't gay. Because Jean Grey from the past showed up and read his mind and said, why don't you tell him how he feels? Now Iceman is supposed to be gay? No. North Star is gay, okay? Because he said so. He said so. Nobody else did so. He said so. I'm fine with that. Iceman? No, you're not gay because somebody else said so. That's not how that works, dude. Nobody comes around with a fairy wand and just starts anointing people who they
But you know
believe.
what gets me? Stop making characters conveniently gay.
What's that?
Red magazine.
No Mad Magazines. Don't go behind the camera. Thank you.
You know what I mean? Stop making characters conveniently gay or conveniently female. That's where it just gets
there's no
sloppy.
convenient female in these fucking comic books. What they're doing is trying to take the established characters and turn them gay.
Hold on a second, Art. You don't know because you just walked in. I have a child in the building, so watch the language. There's a child in the building. There's a child in the shop, so just moderate the language. You can still say what you're gonna say, just don't cuss as much. Go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
I retract my earlier statement and rephrase the statement.
Oh, thank you. For you all the way in.
What they're doing is taking these characters that are already established and turning them gay because they're too lazy to come up with new characters that the people will like. That's the problem. They can't create new characters that people will enjoy, that people will accept, that, you know, are good because their stories aren't good. The storylines have been trashed the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
That's why manga has been kicking their butts for the past couple of years, and now the past 2 months, manga is in the top 10 of comics. Marvel and DC haven't hit the top 10 in the past 2 months.
Wow.
And they earn that. They earn that low standing. And Death Racer, I would say, yeah, not yet, but you know, they might just go the other way with Red Hood because he's so masculine. They might just say he's bisexual, like they're just throwing it out there with Loki. Like, oh, he's bisexual now. Loki's a god. It don't even fucking matter. As far as I know, from the Loki legend, he turned himself into a horse to get fucked by another horse. He omnisexual, as far as I'm concerned, and it don't even matter.
That's that
like
crazy
pan.
European.
That's like
stuff,
super pan. Like super pansexual.
Yeah, super pansexual.
Loki is the garbage.
He did, and Charles, you probably know it. He did that shit to win a bet.
Yeah.
That's how his daddy got that horse. That was a horse born from Loki because Loki turned himself into a horse and went and got it on with this thing.
You know what? Loki has a few other children that are like
He literally has a
abominations for
giant.
demons.
He has a giant wolf as a son.
Yeah, Fenris Wolf is his son. Yeah.
And Loki don't look like he any kind of wolf, does he?
No, and then you got Hela, his daughter.
Exactly.
Not his sister.
But see, that's the problem I see is that a lot of this stuff, like Art is saying, and what's up to the Doughboy in the building, a lot of this stuff, they start making it look like it's just a sales pitch. It's just a sales gimmick to try to get sales up on things. Like, oh,
Exactly.
look, Tim is gay now. Well, Tim never had to be gay.
You know what? You know what the most interesting time to read The Incredible Hulk?
I'd say Mark Silvestri, but go ahead.
When they actually made him the Professor.
Professor Hulk?
And it was like, that was the best time to read him because it was like, okay, Hulk's, you got away from the Hulk smash. Like, okay, Hulk's articulate. He's got everything he really wanted. And now you had the Patreon, the Pantheon, and all this other stuff mixed in. So it was making an interesting book.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it was actually more interesting. The last and the next time you really had an interesting Hulk book was like World War Hulk or Planet Hulk.
I mean, I put it to you like this. Whenever
Sylvester, man, I'm sorry. That whole Stay Angry Sylvester run where Banner and Hulk were separated and then got remerged back into each other, and every time Hulk woke up, Banner had got him in a new shitty situation.
Yeah, that was good.
That was funny as hell to me because the Hulk had no trucks. Like, what's going on? It's like, yeah, I left you a note. You should probably watch out for this to stay alive because we got a bomb in the chest and stuff like that. Good luck, bro. I'll see you later. This motherfucking Banner.
Because I look at Professor Hulk like this. Whenever like Dr. Octopus can beat you up in a Spider-Man comic book and throw you out the window.
That was really bad writing. That was really bad writing.
That was a really bad Hulk.
It was.
That was just bad writing.
I think.
I actually know that. That was from the 90s. Like, Jesus Christ, that was really bad.
You see, but when you make him Professor Hulk, you take away that ability for him to be that savage to kick ass, and you see that he's normal now. It's like, okay, but he's toned down. That's why he was a wimp and a simp in the last Avengers movie.
Yeah, you look in the back at your bins for that under L. Go ahead, you guys.
No, I was saying when you saw Professor Hulk in the last Avengers movie, it was just like, really?
Different MCU Hulk. That's a different Hulk.
That's not a Professor Hulk.
That's a whole different Hulk.
That's Ruffalo, just whatever his name is.
So, 1 second. Let me get this out. It's under L, ma'am.
Yeah, no, I look for that, but I'm telling him I don't see that.
Customer.
For Joe Herb for the Cash App, I wasn't saying anything about Cash Apps on here. I thought everybody was on YouTube and understood how that shit kind of worked. But thank you to Joe Herb for the Cash App. I'll give you that early 3B. I don't even know if he's still in here, but I'll give you that 3B. And to Spain for the Cash App. Appreciate that. I give you the 3B. So all right. Carry on, gentlemen. Just had to do that. I didn't realize I had
3 Where the hell did you come up with that?
You can thank me and Malika for that one. Malika came up with the name, but I pulled that shit out of doing my Cash App, Get the Cash App Up commercial, which was kind of a joke on what people actually pay attention to, which is this track.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 yeah.
we get your attention? Good.
Get your booty to the pole.
Get your booty to the pole. Get your booty to the pole.
Get your to the pole, get your booty 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 to the pole, get your booty.
So the thing
I don't know which one I'm mad at, the Thelma or the Cleveland Brown one. I'm like
Cleveland Brown. I did something. I just used that stuff because that booty to the pole thing was offensive to me during election season. But it's a good beat in the song.
I bet you it is a good beat.
And I hate twerking. I hate twerking. I mean, I like twerking in private, but I don't like twerking in public. And it just seemed ridiculous to me. And I know people throw money at that. So I figured I'd use it for my own purposes.
You gotta throw money at it.
Hey, KS got the money world girl. Shit, I got the booty to the pole.
Booty to the pole, girl.
And then Malika, everybody pointed out Wilma because I thought that was funny too, but everybody liked Wilma. So Malika gave it a name, Bedrock Booty Bounce. And I like, repeating consonants. So
Bedrock
turned it into
really Bedrock Booty Bounce, really.
Bedrock Booty Bounce, the 3B salute. Butt cheeks.
Booty, butt cheeks.
Yeah. So yeah, throw money at the butt cheeks. Shout out to Aquateki. Thank you for the Cash App. And you know what that means, Aquateki. You gotta get that.
Certificate?
You can, but you also need a mask. Okay, you guys carry on. I have to do a gift certificate, and you don't need to hear this person's first and last name stuff. So hold on.
All right, meet up. Yeah, but so what's the gist of the conversation before this? Kyle, hello?
Artisan had gotten two videos from Dr. T, and one of them was Iron Fist passing the Iron Fist legacy and power on to one of the Dora Milaje.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, it's not actually happening because the brother came on and said he's passing it on to the Asian girl, but that was one of the things we were like, oh God, but just passing it on now. Then the second video was about the fifth Indiana Jones movie. And I guess Artisan's not telling us everything, but we hear that Indiana Jones may be passing the torch on to a female.
Oh my God.
That's my gist of it. So if they
why are they trying to destroy these franchises like this, man? This mess doesn't even make any freaking sense.
It's the curse of Lilith.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It's the curse of Lilith.
Like you know what? I knew Hollywood was going to do something like this because you remember that time when Sylvester Stallone and what's the other dude's name? The guy that was in the movie with Rocky IV.
You mean Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren. Sylvester Stallone and Dolph Lundgren went to Disney to try to create a show, and they told them, we don't want your show because we want more female-oriented stuff.
Okay.
And Hollywood's been on this kick about female-oriented movies, TV shows, and now they're trying to take the stuff that had males in it and turn it into female movies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not working. They're not selling. This is the whole reason why manga's beating Marvel and DC right now.
They don't care if it's not selling. It's phase feminism, man. It is what it is. One of the things that we got to realize is, man, they want to take established characters that we love. And I won't be surprised if they did this to Rocky Balboa, right? If Rocky on his last leg he trains a female fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he gave it to Michael B. Jordan, so I don't know.
No, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to do something like that. I'm like, yeah, now they're trying to push it for him to fight and deal with a female fighter. But my thing is just the unoriginality, and you're not getting far with it. And you fuck it up, but now you leave it for men to pick up the pieces. Like, with John Favreau and Dave Filoni, they're standing by with dust, like, with brooms and dustpans and crazy glue to deal with KK tried to do with Mandalorian and with the last three franchise Star Wars movies. But the thing is, okay, to try to reach a more feminine group. Now, I'm not saying that females don't read comics and not into comics, but you're going to try to reach a group. Now, my thing is, if we're doing the demographics, how are you going to reach it? How many people are going to go see? Want to really, really, really get into seeing half of the Avengers be female. You know what I mean? Comic wise, like, all right, you got all these women, but you might have one or two men. It takes away from it takes away from what men want in a masculine sense. So what you're basically doing is you're shitting on what men liked in general, what we enjoyed. You're taking away, like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take away what you like, but we're going to replace it with females, and you're going to have to like it. Oh, well, it's not selling. Okay. But now we have to come back and pick up the pieces and glue it together and make it stick. And when it's okay again and it's working well, and the machine is okay, you come back and want to mess it up again. No, and that's where we're like, stop. No. Well, you're taking away our chance to put. No, I'm not saying you cannot do something, but create your own. But the problem is you can't. You can't be original and create your own because you want to have the established characters because they have that attention. Wolverine's an established character. Thor's an established character. Iron Man's an established character. Black Panther's an established character. But let's put our female spin on it. No.
But see, this is the thing, though. This is the problem with the comic industry right now. You have the influx of these new writers that are feminist trained because the impasse has happened within the last 6 years. All this started within 6 years ago, where you had this influx of these feminist writers that come into Marvel and DC, and they're making their own stories by putting their own agenda to it. And they've intertwined their damn web within these comic book companies and creating books that people don't like. The only reason why they even probably selling books at this point is the speculator market. Yes. Because people want to make money.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you have, and here's the terrible thing, though, right? We're diehard fans. I've been reading comics for 40 years. So I've seen, we've all seen the ebb and flow of it. The problem is when you screw up something like this, or when you put a dent in this medium and you're just leaving it there, you're taking something away from a group of people where this is something that they enjoy. It becomes their life's blood. It becomes something that you love. It's something that we love for escapism. I do want to see a bunch of masculine guys doing masculine guy crap. I want to see that. But I don't want to stop and say, like, oh, I don't care if he's gay. I don't want to see. Oh God, no! I can't just have my masculine, gruffy male Wolverine. I gotta have the female version of him. I can't have my bald-headed, goatee-wearing Cage, but I have to have the female version of him. I gotta have a whole team of female Avengers. I got to see this thing where sisters are doing it for themselves. They're super. Oh, who cares, man? Oh God, there's no corner where like you could be yourself. It's kind of like that when Angry Man was talking about that club that Al Bundy created in
No, ma'am.
yeah, and he didn't want Jefferson in because he knew Jefferson was weak, and he would let his wife know. Like, there's no corner for us where we can just be men. We can enjoy something. Now we got to have. I'm like, because when we looked at a magazine, you looked forward to just seeing. I'm not saying you couldn't have a bunch of women, but now we got to conform, and now it's like, now it takes away that okay. You have a galactic threat like Thanos, right, or Darkseid, right? Now that don't get no more masculine and kick ass than when it can. How are you going to have a group of females try to handle that power of masculinity like Thanos or Darkseid? Darkseid and Thanos don't care about femininity. They care about destruction.
Well, according to one lady, Darkseid cared about women in dresses and if they can cook or not to be part of his furies.
You know why? Because Apocalypse got all that flame and somebody need to be cooking something. Somebody got to cook. Fucking hoarders got to eat. I'm sorry.
That's what I said. Like the writers and the producers that's in these comic book industries, they don't care about comics. All they care about is pushing what their a little agenda is.
Exactly.
And the thing about it is, Artisan can tell you the average age of a comic book person that comes into your shop is probably like what, around 30?
30, yeah. 30, 40. They've been reading this stuff for at least 20 plus years. At the very least 20 plus years.
Yeah, they're not liking it.
No, they're not liking it. Which is kind of funny because we're going on our spiel and it was all females in the shop with one younger child or a teenage goofy little mixed kid. And because he went behind the counter and grabbed some package of magic cards and I took this shit from him and told him don't go behind the counter, he went and whispered to his mama and they walked out.
Exactly. See,
because they ain't used to no fucking male authority. Look, you don't walk behind the goddamn counter, you goofy bastard.
And that's the problem. No boundaries. When you set boundaries, and that's the thing. And that's the problem with the mom. You did not teach your child to have boundaries.
She has a sister with a little mixed kid. I'm like, I got a mixed kid, so I'm not shitting on mixed kids, but I'm understanding that this little kid probably got a white daddy, and the white daddy probably don't got no authority in the house because he didn't know how to respond to a man telling him, you don't do that.
Exactly.
It's not what you do.
The nail right on the head. A male telling you, you don't do that. Because you see, that's what he did. He ran to his mama.
Yeah, he ran to his mama, and mama decided, well, we're not going to buy anything here. I'm going to leave because he said something to my child. Child is out of fucking line. Why don't you train an animal better?
Yeah.
Why don't you train your wild animal better?
You know, that shirt fits you very well, Artisan.
Yeah, it does.
Fun fact,
this was given to me by an ex. She knew. Fun fact. I don't care. I don't. That's a fun fact for your ass.
But that same kid in the future, he will do something wrong that will either get himself in jail, killed, or losing a job, and you wonder why he don't know how to function right. Well, it starts now as a kid. He just automatically think he can go. He's in the store. We all come from Generation X. We all know to the point it's like
it's a place of business. I had to tell grown folks the same shit, and they act like they're fucking retarded. You don't go behind the counter. What store do you go into and get to walk behind the counter just because you see something that's within arm's reach that you want to look at? Who gives a fuck? Stay your ass on the other side of the counter.
Yeah, back in the day, your mama would have slapped your head.
Exactly. When you went out, your mama told you, don't you dare touch anything and don't you dare ask for anything.
Yep.
So I just had to share that. That and the fact that you guys started talking that conversation about being creative and stuff like that. And I was doing a gift certificate for this customer who was a white female. And she was agreeing with the conversation to a point. And then she started.
What was the point? She put her head down.
Because she had some feels on that shit. She was getting her sensitivity. Y'all was rubbing the cat the wrong way.
What part did we say that made her put her head down?
I don't remember because Malika was talking. I was more interested in seeing her reaction.
Oh, that's why you were smiling. Okay.
That's why I was smiling, because it's like, oh, she's getting set off, boy. She's about to go blow somewhere.
Blow your top, baby. It's all good.
No, you can speak. It's a free country. You right here. Speak up. You don't have to agree.
Because I don't give a fuck.
Aquatic said rub harder.
Rub harder. Exactly. Ruffle that fucking fur. Don't goddamn. It's okay. It's good for him.
Exactly.
They should have laid down again. Don't worry about it.
You be all right.
Yeah, you'll live. So go ahead. I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's why I was fucking giggling.
That's okay.
Like, yeah, that's good. Like, wait a minute. Be more creative, huh? Shit. Should be.
Oh, that's what triggered her. See, that's
you don't have to destroy established male characters to make female characters. Just make some
more
decent
creative
characters.
Wait a minute, you're asking for too much. You're asking for too much. Old Massa said I can't make new characters now. It might give that female empowerment thing a little. You just scared because you're scared to see a strong female.
Man, that's that same bullshit. You know, that whole Scarlett Johansson shit, right? She's talking about like, oh, in Iron Man 2, I was a sexual object. No, the fuck you want?
Fuck you.
No, you weren't.
You've been a sexual object since the island. I don't want to hear that shit.
That's how you got your job.
Without being one.
Exactly.
That's like a prostitute afraid of sex.
These men made me have this sex. I didn't want to do this. I was a good, upstanding woman when I decided to go out there on the street. No, you was a hoe.
You know what? I'm gonna give you fellas a good. I'm gonna give you fellas a good contextual story. Like, I'm sitting on a desk, and this chick came up there trying to say the father kidnapped the child. You can't kidnap your child unless you have a court order to say who has permanent custody, correct?
Correct.
So, you both have equal rights to the child. And here comes her fat friend, and I mean, she was so fat.
The fat friend.
You ever see the chick so fat, it looked like her gums are swallowing her teeth?
Damn. This nigga.
Like, she was so fat that it looked like she was permanently chewing whey. Permanently whey. But to the point to it, whoa! Like, I mean, this chick was so fat that she existed all at once in 2 different time zones.
One more fat joke, man.
One more.
No comments?
Oh, no, I got to use a classic. This chick was so fat, she jumped in the air and got stuck. That's a classic. But nah.
Was she so fat she made Lizzo look like a UNICEF patient?
Man, she made Lizzo look like a toothpick. When you got to walk in the door sideways, you know you need to give them something. I mean, you ever looked at a chick and wondered if she was wearing two extra bras because her lovely lady lumps? But the point of my
you couldn't tell where were the lumps.
Like, no, she was so fat, her breasts were lopsided, man. All 3 of them.
All right, let's get off that. Get back onto the other planet.
But the conceptual story is this. It's like she was trying to get the child back, And she said, "Well, you know, you men talk is into stuff." I said, excuse me for a minute. Ma'am, was your friend raped? No. Was she drugged? No.
All right.
So she was a willing participant in creating a child, just like the gentleman was. Well, he was on drugs.
And
Why did you have a baby by a guy that you allegedly said was on drugs? The only time I know people who have children on drugs, they're probably on drugs themselves, most likely.
Yeah.
I said that to a friend of mine, Charles. She had a baby by a crackhead dude. So she wants to try to run the dude down, talking about he was so much of a crackhead. I said, why the fuck are you fucking a crackhead?
Yeah.
So
I'm like,
is you doing crack too? No, I wouldn't do that.
Because
fuck
usually
him and have his baby? And you wonder why your kid got some delays?
Yeah, that's usually the factoid about it. And it's like, nobody made you a sex symbol. You chose to be one because you knew that you looked better than the average woman around you. You went to Hollywood not because of your great thespian skills. So get over it. It's like Melissa Ford talking about, I was in such a misogynistic industry. If you never shook your ass on a music video, nobody would know who you were.
You would know who the hell you were.
Exactly.
Would have stood out, wouldn't
it? And no offense to anybody who's biracial, but I always hear biracials with this, well, I never seen the world this hard before. I'm like, when we're forced to look at racism, like, hey, and a lot of biracials out there kind of fit that brown paper bags test, so you're a little bit more acceptable. I hate to say it, it still goes on today. And I have nothing against biracials, but they act like this racism thing is a new phenomenon. Like they just opened up a cup and said, took a sip, racism. No. It's like, you got to live in reality at some point, man.
Doja. Yeah. Well, I'd say this. A lot of this stuff can actually be worked out. This whole thing with this comic book stuff, with them switching these characters to females, I don't think we're stopping that tide necessarily. I'm still waiting to find out if this shit is on his last gasp or it's gaining traction. I think it's on his last gasp. Because just for Art of Immortal, this whole Indiana Jones stuff, dude, it got KK behind it. The same bullshit she pulled with Star Wars, she pulling in the Indiana Jones franchise.
When they gonna fire that bitch? I mean,
not yet, not soon enough. It hasn't happened yet.
They need everything she's touching has been trash. Fire her.
She's touching, she's trying to tear down the patriarchy and replace it with the fucking woman. So if it's so bad, why are you just trying to replace it with a woman? Because it's not bad. It actually makes money. That's why you're trying to replace it with somebody who looks like you.
Nobody's gonna watch it. Nobody's not gonna watch it.
Just like
Steven Spielberg walked away from it, and that's his baby. What does that tell you? Yeah. George had to walk away from Star Wars and for her to do what she did. Telling you, man, stop leaving your kids with these chicks. Get your kids.
Stop leaving your kids with strags.
Better not leave your kids.
No, do not leave your kid with the jump off. No. I don't know what's funny, man. I don't know what happened, but I'm telling you, George and Steven, y'all need to talk about what y'all got into with KK. I think
exactly. What did y'all do to this chick?
Y'all was having some finger cuff sessions or something like that, because she's going too hard at these dudes.
That lightsaber went the wrong area.
No, that lightsaber and that ET finger was doing way too much. Dude.
Wrong hole, stupid.
She don't want two or three fingers. She want the whole fist, guys.
Went down at the Skywalker Ranch.
Word on the street is that she gets a foot with a little bit of shin.
Yeah, she's giving them the whole fist. That's the problem.
But you know what the proof showed, like with the Queen Latifah Equalizer TV show?
The linebackerizer?
Yeah.
I like Queen Latifah, but that was the dumbest shit ever.
Is that shit on the stage? Is that shit still on the air?
They tried to push for it for a second season, but I don't think it got.
Tried to push it for a second season? Who watched the first one?
Exactly.
I watched the first episode just to see what it was about. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm supposed to believe 50-something-year-old Queen Latifah is running from an explosion. And she's not the smallest girl either.
No, she is not. That's not the most. When I think Queen Latifah, I don't think athletic.
Oh
No,
no.
I do not
I'm
think
just like
even back in the day.
she's as close to the mammy archetype without actually being a mammy.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm
Just
just
saying.
like, you telling me I'm almost a 40-year-old guy next year. I couldn't take the role. Would I be believable to be the equalizer?
Yeah, I'd believe that.
I mean, like, what's my material?
I might have believed another woman doing that. I might have believed a Ronda Rousey doing that. I don't believe a Queen Latifah doing it. I'm sorry. I just
if
don't.
you're gonna pick a black woman, if you're gonna pick a black woman to play the equalizer, you could have picked Angela. You could have picked Angela Bassett to play the equalizer.
Even in her 60s.
But can I say something? That's believable and understandable because first of all, she has the range.
And she's done action like that.
And she has the better athleticism, and it would be more interesting.
And I get to see the legs again.
You would also see her in a more feminine state.
Yes. And it wouldn't be at least it would have been believable enough that it wouldn't have been forced.
Yeah, I wouldn't believe. I think in that role you need someone that's in their about 40s. You don't need someone that's in there like what? I'm just about almost like 60.
Don't matter, but she could pull it off.
She could pull it off better than Queen Latifah.
Yeah. Denzel's in his 60s, man, and he pulled it off.
I just put it like this: for what that character is supposed to be, ex-military and all the rest of that, would you see an ex-military woman that goddamn big running around like that?
Hell no.
Like OJ with bad knees. Come on. PT for a woman in the military would just make them more cut up. They would be a smaller person. They're not going to be no big.
Let me put it to you this way: when you're in the military, right? Even the women who are borderline are going to move better than she did in that show.
Exactly.
And like they showed the fight scene.
Been in the military. I haven't. I just know. I mean, I've been with a couple of military women. I mean, what the fuck?
It's some competency that you have to have.
Artisan, that's a different type of combat.
Yeah, it's mixed martial arts.
I've been with both. It's like,
a lot of ground grappling.
Oh no! You know, he got her to chokehold, and she says harder.
Yeah. You call that a chokehold? It's not a chokehold, girlfriend.
It's funny. Like you had Denzel. Let's say you get a guy in his late 30s, early 40s, got out the military because that's appropriate time for the average military person to retire.
Mm-hmm. Got their 30s.
About their 30s or early 40s. Still in shape, still quick-witted. You know, special operations guy. Even the guys I know who are special operations, who I personally know, 50, 60-year-old men, you would never guess their age because they stay fit.
Because they stay fit.
And even when Denzel was there, he didn't fight like he wanted to go knock the guy out. He just took you out.
Yeah, he didn't fight like he was trying to get into an overpowering match with him. He fought like an old master, which is I'm just taking you out. That's it.
I'm gonna put a finger jab in your eye, a chop to your throat.
Charles probably heard this before. Charles, you heard this before? Youth and skill is always beat by old age and treachery.
Yes.
Yeah. Because when you're older, you ain't got time for all that fancy bullshit. You just get the job done. That's it.
What is it called? What is it called? Beware the old man in a profession where the good die young.
Yeah.
Because he's old for a reason. Like,
oh shit.
Even my wrestlers joke with me, yo, you get old, coach. I said, hey. I said, would you challenge me? They said, fuck that. We're gonna wait till you're like 90 and then maybe you might just shoot us then.
Oos to the nameless.
Oos. And it's funny because, I've never understood this disrespect of like masculinity on such a big scale. And women, when you try to get them to play these heroic, somebody must be playing 2K, but
me.
Yeah, I figured. And it's like it's funny because when you look at the hero's journey, at least let the females go through the hero's journey, and men
the
won't
very
complain
least.
about it. At
At the
least,
very least.
look at Wonder Woman. She had to go from her naivety to basically become a hero. She had to give up something to earn the trust of the people or to gain great power or knowledge.
But they fucked it up with that sequel.
Yeah, they did.
Everything was cool with the first Wonder Woman movie. It was cool with the even the Snyder cut and even the first Justice League. But that '84 movie, I was like, wow, you just know how to really piss
At
on.
least even in the '84 movie, they did something that Kathleen Kennedy wouldn't have done. They would have if Kathleen Kennedy would have done that. The first part of the movie where she's going through the those games.
When she was a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? Kathleen Kennedy would have had her winning.
Yeah, she would have won all of those by a large margin.
Yeah.
Because she's Wonder Woman and she's super powerful. She didn't have to train. She
didn't have to
just
train.
do it, right?
Yeah.
No hero's journey, just reward, right?
Exactly. And that was the thing that what BGS said. Women just want the reward. They don't want to deal with the repercussions. They don't want to deal with the hard work. They just want the rewards that we have to go through.
Yeah, you got to realize something. I'm going to say this, and you can quote me on this one. Have you ever noticed when dudes go through a sport?
Say that again, bro.
You ever notice when dudes go to college or participate in a sport?
Mm-hmm.
Do we talk about the championship or do we talk about the journey of the championship?
The journey of the championship, man.
Well,
that's why we love the highlights, man. That's why we love the highlights reel.
Look, think about it. When Kawhi, like when
you funny, Albert. That's a good one, Albert. That's a good one.
What did he say?
Spider Woman '84. That's a good one.
Spider Woman '84.
Yeah.
Don't forget when women go talk about college or sports, they just talk about the degree, never the journey, never what they went through. They're just a degree.
No, because I said this before. Women just like to pose with the trophy.
Yeah, they do.
They just like to pose with the trophy. They don't give a fuck how you got there. They don't give a fuck who's actually on the stage, if he a scumbag or not. They just want to be able to pose with the damn trophy. To say, look, I was here. Congratulations. You did none of the work for it.
Thank you, Kim Kardashian.
That's why participation trophies have gone up.
Thank you, Kim Kardashian, with Reggie Bush with the Saints club.
Well, they're the ones who give you that everybody gets a trophy bullshit because that's all they cared about.
Yeah, because their son sucks. Instead of telling I'm a coach, I should know. Instead of telling your kid that he should try harder, he just fucking sucks.
Or try something else.
Yeah, Aquateki, the fun. It's not even just the funness in the journey. The character building is in the journey.
Thank you.
The determination is built in the journey. The hardship and the struggle and the stick-to-itness is in the fucking journey. And most people don't want to do that. They just want the results. Well, you can't get the results without the journey, because I've never walked into the kitchen, looked at the eggs in the refrigerator, and automatically saw a goddamn omelet.
I wish I could.
It doesn't work like that. You have to do the damn work.
Why can't it? I want an omelet right now.
And then, you know what bothers me as much, fellas? Okay, you said you want to do women got to be this is how you know women don't understand the world of men. For so long they cried they want to be in combative roles. Okay, you got to be in combat roles. It was okay for men. It was okay. Say, yeah, shut up. I'm on the thing. Thank you. It's okay.
Also said, tone it down. God damn it.
Exactly. It's okay for men to go become in the selective service, but when women got to do it, it's like, huh? What you mean? So
every other reason women, you have to be there.
Yeah, when you have women go through Ranger School and fail miserably, and they got to curve the test. That's why I said there's no equality. There's complementary, but there's no equality.
Yeah, something like that. I don't believe in curbing the test, because if men dropping out of that shit, then anybody who can't cut it is dropping out too.
Exactly.
So I don't believe in that curbing the damn test. I want a special operator who is a goddamn special operator. I don't want no special rules operator. That's not how this shit works.
I don't care what you can do, but you better You want the highest of the high, the best of the best.
Yeah.
Literally the tip of the spear.
Yeah.
There is
I
no
don't-
fucking excuse you could give.
No,
I don't
yeah,
want no special people and special
asterisks,
forces.
no special handicap.
Yeah.
Operator, no.
I'm the
I need a standard. I need it high.
I'm
for a
the first
reason.
woman to go through Ranger School. No, you
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah,
Because
how low
they
did they
found
take
out
the bar?
they and the military was under investigation for that shit. You had to take that shit back from them.
Yo, because she made it through Ranger School. Yeah. The old-fashioned one or the new one where you can use
Yeah. Well, you lose like 30, 40 pounds of your body weight. And I'm supposed to believe a 150-pound female can afford to lose 30, 40 pounds of her body weight.
I read that David Goggins book, and he went through Ranger School and talking about what you had to go through for that. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck all that, dude. They had grown-ass men who had trained a damn near a lifetime for this shit washing out. Don't tell me your little ass made it through with no
Exactly.
problem. Get the fuck out of here.
Before David Goggins even got into Navy training, they said you got to lose 60 pounds, dude.
Yeah, he had to lose hella weight.
Yeah.
And then even then, making it was the mental and emotional and physical shit he was going through just to make it out of that shit.
Exactly.
To be like one of 8 black men who's ever did it in the history. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
And,
No.
and then you got to remember, it's 6 months of training for buds.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's another 6 months for training
Yeah,
weapons.
in retrospect, Buzz looked like the easy part.
Because when you got to go through the weapons training and shit like that, I'm not special forces, but I've done counterterrorism.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine shooting thousands upon thousands of fucking rounds.
Sounds like fun, dude. I should
It sounds like
went in the military.
It sounds like fun as shit because we had to get trained on AKs, MP5s, and all kinds of shit because hey, you had to learn how to
Say it again. My military and weapon pickle was tickling. Say it again. Say it slow. Say it slow so I can hear it.
On MP, say it, bro.
Say MP5. Say MP5.
MP5. He's like,
said hundreds of rounds.
And guess what? That thing was semi and fully auto.
Oh, fully auto? Oh shit! I think I'm having an orgasm. In California, we don't get to go fully auto unless you're in the streets and waiting for the police to show up.
You had an ammogasm?
Yeah, I'm having an ammogasm. I smell gun oil. I smell gun oil.
You would hate it because on the truck I was the 50 cal gunner.
Oh yeah, I would hate your ass. You and Carlos Hadcock. But the only person I know outside of the military who was shot a 50 cal and I was there was Ford. Ford paid his money. We went to Vegas for my son's 21st birthday. We went to gun club gun club on the strip, and this motherfucker shot a Baird 50 indoors. That shit was so awesome.
Damn.
With live ammo?
Live ammo in range.
Damn.
Indoor range. I got the video of that shit. That shit was.
Shockwave of that motherfucker is powerful.
So, Charles, I'm sitting there indoors with the camera recording him, and he bust that shot off. That was me with the shockwave. And I was balanced. I was like, ooh, let me go outside. I think I got an erection.
This is my rifle. This is my gun. This is for fighting. This is for fun.
Be like Stan Smith and Steve when they were fighting like Santa Claus, and they had the assault rifles. They were like, Dad, is it strange that I have an erection right now? It'd be strange if you didn't.
What's up, Toya? Peeking in from the clouds. I see you, Black Thighs Matter. You can change your picture up and shit.
Black Thighs Matter. Good God Almighty.
I see you, girl. Hey, Toya.
Be like, wow.
Hey, Miss Toya.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Toya.
That's perfect, Malika. I gotta get that gift. Hey, Miss Parker.
Hey, Miss Toya.
Hey, Miss Toya thighs.
Let me sing for you, girl.
We do this shit in the shop when it's females we fucking know and shit. That's what we say to them. Hey, girl, hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Just to be fucking with it. What's up, Jordan? But yeah, that I don't look. There's some things that can be curbed, and there's some things that can't. And if you're talking about military with standards or comic books with characters, just make a fucking good character, dude. It's not. I don't know if it's that damn hard. I don't think it's that goddamn hard. I really don't. Because if you think how sophisticated we are nowadays, what's up, Dead Set? Dead Set, Dead Set. You think how sophisticated people are now, how smart they are over people from the 40s and 50s. Stan Lee created a bunch of characters, and some of them just off a fucking word or a name he wanted to use, and they look like fucking ridiculous morts, okay? You should be able to create a real, true life feminist character if that's who you are, and this is what the business that you want to be into. You should be able to create something like that, I would think. If you're
I think the feminists are trying to get away from the hero's journey model.
They're trying to get
I don't
the
even think
easy
it's
way
that.
out.
No,
just
I think I've heard that. I think I heard or read that somewhere where they don't like the hero's journey model because it's like patriarchy.
The hero's
Yeah,
journey,
but
everything's
that's what
patriarchy.
independent comics are for. You can tell whatever story you want to in an independent comic. You know that shit.
Pete in a toilet is patriarchy to them. See, they cry about the patriarchy, but they sure as hell know how to use it.
They damn sure do. Use it to get their shit across. You got daddy duty tonight? That's what's up, Dead Set. Peace to the kids. Little
Oh my
Dead
goodness.
Sets.
Oh my goodness. You got daddy duty? Oh my goodness. It's the matriarchy. It's the gynocracy.
No, it's the patriarchy. He out with his kids in the park. What the hell? Black men don't like their kids.
Oh, black men don't like their kids, man.
Well, black men run from their kids. You out there playing hide and seek and running from them children?
Oh, Lord. Who told that Negro to get on that nag?
Who that Negro out there with them kids? You actually playing with them? Oh, shit.
Only person who play with black kids is Black Mammy.
The children's is clean?
The children's is clean? They got
and they talking no English?
Oh, shit.
Oh, Lord.
And they got table manners?
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
And they not sagging their pants. And the 2-year-old not sagging his pants? Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And the boy got a haircut and the girl got a hair braided and ain't got no doggone bonnet on it?
Yeah, you took away their self-expression by that. Like,
oh, Lord. And she doesn't look like a goddamn track runner? Who's like Freddy Krueger? I'm sorry, like, you know
Daddy
what?
said handling business, exactly.
You know what?
And your little daughter got on the edge.
I was like, I just had to say this about that track star chick.
That's stupid. He said, yep, these children be clean. Children be clean.
Oh, Lord. There must be a white man watching you, man.
Oh, yeah. You must be babysitting somebody else's kid.
Oh,
them ain't your kids. You ain't really their daddy.
You ain't none of them daddy.
You the stepdaddy, aren't you?
You created children in the laboratory, didn't you?
You know, black men like taking care of everybody else's kids, but
Yeah.
they don't.
She let you take them kids out there to the park?
We gotta have
You
a
had
talk.
to pay her to take them children out to the park, didn't you?
Yeah, she let you do that?
The gynocracy too powerful with this one.
Without a court order?
I bet you he only doing it because
You
of
ain't
visitation
supervised?
rights.
You ain't supervised? Holy shit.
You know you only supposed to have them for about an hour.
Ratchet Auntie ain't showed up? Oh my God.
And they eating healthy meals. You ain't feeding them no pot pies, no hot dogs,
Yeah.
no
Why
ice
do I know
cream.
this shit? 'Cause I've heard
Nah, a slice of bologna.
Yeah.
Fried,
yeah, some bologna cups with cheese in it.
fried and lard, and some deep dish lard.
Deep dish lard.
Make sure you cut the bubble in the middle. It's some mayo.
Oh, Lord.
This motherfucker Spain said he want a 50 cal gap conversion for my Glock 21. What the fuck is you gonna do with a 50 cal conversion on a Glock but blow your fucking face off?
Yes.
No. No.
50
No,
cal
look.
conversion.
You wanna
I
be the
don't
black
go
cable?
above me personally, I don't go above a 40 in a Glock. I don't. If I go any
45's not
bigger,
bad.
I'm gonna have to
45's
get a
not that
gun that got more metal on it because I don't want
45's
that
not that
shit
bad.
all in my hand. I'm not fly fishing, okay? I need
Probably break your wrist.
Some weight to it. Yeah.
45 ain't bad.
No, 45 isn't bad, but when you go up to 50 cal, the idea is when you're talking about Glocks were made for their light and concealment.
Light rounds.
Yes,
they're for law enforcement, man, because they're carrying it. They're for law enforcement and military because ounces equal pounds and pounds equal fame.
Thank you, Charles. That's why I can get with a Glock. I have a Glock. That was the first gun I bought, a 40. That's fine. I don't want a 45 in a Glock. I want a 45 in a Springfield or something like that. I
still got my 40 caliber Glock. I mean,
there you go. Now, if I was gonna get something like a 50 cal, I don't have that dick envy like that. I wouldn't want a 50 gun, but if I was,
so basically, you have to get a Desert Eagle.
Get a Desert Eagle or something that got some weight on it, because I don't want that shit. You know, I don't want all that force in my hand. I don't. I want to dissipate it in the weapon a little bit.
Then on top of that, a Desert Eagle is structured like a rifle.
Exactly.
So it's going to dissipate that weight greater.
Thank you. Because I'm all on being accurate. Look, I can have a large caliber, but I want to be accurate too. And the lighter the weapon, with the bigger the caliber, you're gonna be fighting that thing to keep it where you want it to go. Exactly. It's no good to be able to throw rounds towards something and you missing the whole fucking time. Fuck all that. But
you know you got the big ass brickland slavery hand, so you can handle a 45.
Yeah, I can. But I got wrists too. You know, I got.
Them fucking ashy ass. How you light skinned ashy for one?
Yes, nigga. Oh, here we go.
That should be impossible. One,
here we
fucking go. And then two, you got them old slavery brickland. I've been working on the railroad glue all day. Hands. You can handle that 45 and Glock. I mean, if you got a guy
I can handle it. I don't like it. I like it better with 40. 45 is going to be a totally different.
Pretty good. 9 mil is not even teasing me. Like I'm getting headshots with a fucking 9 mil from like 20 yards away, 15, 20 yards away.
See, Nate was right. Ain't nobody got time for recoil like that. Yeah, fuck all that. I don't need that kind of recoil on my wrist. Dude, I'm not trying to scare. I'm not trying to. If I pop off something like that, I'm not trying to scare you with the sound effect. I'm trying to hit you with the motherfucker. Okay, I don't want you scared just because you heard the sound. Oh, fuck all that.
And then you got to get back on target. You got to bring that shit back down. Take you 2 minutes.
Exactly. That's what I said. I'm not trying to fly fish. Fuck all that. I remember this Navy SEAL guy was talking about it. He was talking about the weapons that they carry and why they carry this small gun and this small round, and talking about people giving them shit like, oh, it's only a 9mm. And the dude had a response. He said, once I put 2 in your head and 1 in your heart, it was
that bald white guy. It was that bald white guy when he was talking about the 9mm.
Yep.
I see that shit.
Got a good point.
I mean, if I put 2 in your head with a 9mm at subsonic rounds, I mean, hey, end the story.
Do it matter if it was a 45 or 50? Nope.
It will matter because shit, it brings me out your damn skull.
See, I explained that, Charles, to my son. We were watching the Olympics one year.
Hold on for a second. I gotta explain this, and I want you to hear this, Artisan. Number one, I've been shooting guns longer than you've been born. I'm more accurate than you taking a piss in the morning, okay? So get out of here. Now go back to you, Artisan.
You got more center rings than he do pissing off in the toilet, huh?
Like, oh, shit, here we go. Oh, shit. Friendly fire. Oh.
Yeah, but I was showing my son before, right? We're watching the Olympics, so I love the Olympics. It's summer games, and they doing this target shooting. And this woman is like hitting bullseyes from hundreds of yards with a 22, right? And I said, now you take her, even with a 22, she'd fuck you up because she can hit you like from nobody's business away and still hit your ass accurate. I said it don't matter that it's a 22 after that point. She fucked you up. She got you. You never heard it. You just felt it. Like, damn, was that me? Yeah, that was you, motherfucker. You leaking. God damn. So I concentrate on accuracy. I'm not worried about how big the round is and the sound of the boom. That's like people with loud cars outside of shit. Real stuff that really race don't necessarily be loud. It's
That's
really
like my
fast.
homeboy. He bought like an AR. He always his AR and his 9mm.
Yeah,
And of
see, like
course,
names are saying, double taps is night night. It don't matter the caliber. Double
I'm
taps
gonna put it.
are night
I'm
night.
gonna put it to you this way: I'll double tap your ass with a 40. If you can
Yeah,
stand up after that, you can have whatever you want.
double tap with a 40. If you stand up after a double tap with a 40, you're probably gonna have to put hands on you.
Yeah, that's something wrong.
There's some
What the
superhuman shit going on, and we got to
yeah,
get to some different things.
that's why you got the 9.5-inch Trailmaster to back it up.
See, there you go. Going for the kill switch after that. Yeah, exactly. Explain like almost $2 a bullet. Look, man,
Yep.
I'm economical with my shit. Okay, even if I could spend like that, I wouldn't. And I had this conversation at work the other day with my coworker. She's asked me what I'd do if I would still work if I won $1 million. I said, hell yeah. The only thing better than $1 million is $1.8 million or $1.5 million. I'd still work, and I'd sit on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know why, brother?
Fuck you,
because
money.
because it's
fuck you money, exactly, Charles.
Because men, it's not about just us chilling and resting on our laurels. We still want to do something.
No,
we want to be useful.
Exactly.
You want to be useful. You want to actually be doing something. You want to be working on your purpose and doing it. Extra money just gives you the ability to do that shit.
Exactly.
It just gives you the ability to get up and go whenever the fuck you feel like it. Like I just mentioned the trip I'm going on next week. Why? Because I fucking feel like it. Not because I had to. Not because I wanted to. Because I feel like I want a break. I want to break for a couple of days. I want to go someplace nice and see some nice sights and fucking relax. And I'm going to go do that shit because I can. That's it.
Negro, you going to the bunny ranch? Quit playing.
I ain't going to no goddamn bunny ranch. I ain't paying for pussy like that. No. Fuck all that. No. Too many desperate chicks out here.
You telling me, man? I saw seven more chicks.
Wait till I get fatter and older, then maybe. But
artists have said,
as long as they dropping down the coffee money, I should be okay.
You know, artists have said, you know what, shit, them chicks ought to pay me.
Should. Fucking should. It should pay me for all the free fucking therapy.
And also the free orgasms. Like, look, I get one big one, you get multiple great ones. Fuck out of here. Compensate me.
Nameless said he on the radio with the artillery dropping coordinates on their position. 200 clicks. Bring it in hot. Damn. Yeah, see? But that's the thing. And like Aquateki said, yeah, just keep it stacking. Exactly. Because that means I don't have to use the million. Shit. But I'm not a female trying to feather a nest. I'm trying to feather a nest. I don't need a comfy bushel to sit my ass on because I'm not going to be sitting down. I'm going to be moving. I had a kind of thing. Double tap my wrecked wrist.
With a 50 cal.
50 cal, and you think you double tapping? You'd be lucky if you double tap, motherfucker. Yeah, your wrist going to be hurt. You'll be up there looking like Sledgehammer and shit. You remember that old show? Just,
that was my favorite show when he took showers with the bitch.
Yeah, with the big ass gun, 357 or whatever he fucking had. Oh, shit. You're walking after the double tap like that if you want it. Yeah, fuck that. You want? Here's the thing, Lil Spine. Oh, that wouldn't work. Field stands, yeah, nope. That wouldn't work. I was gonna say, look at Boondock Saints number 2. And they had 50 caliber Desert Eagles, but they also had compensators on the front to keep them kind of accurate. But if you watch the slow-mos, watch the recoil on that shit, even though, they're not using live fucking rounds. I mean, they're not using rounds with the heads on them, right? But they're still blanks. Watch the kick on that motherfucker. And they got compensators on them. Watch the kick on that motherfucker. Norman Reedus ain't no big fucking dude. You got 2 of these motherfuckers letting off. That shit, look. Lucky they was using like fake rounds for that shit. Those motherfuckers are being finished. Proper shooting posture will really help out with that. Yeah, Nameless, it would have to help out with that. Otherwise, they ain't doing it. Otherwise, you ain't hitting shit. Like I said, I'm on accuracy. I want to be able to hit my fucking target. I don't want to just scare it. What's up, Smitty James? It's good. All right, so what else y'all got? I've been on here for 3 hours talking shit.
Are you doing a shop talk live tomorrow, or just a?
No, I am doing a shop talk tomorrow. I just did this because nobody was live, and New still finished his panel, which I was on, and I still have some ideas on that. And then I wanted to talk about this stuff that Dr. Tia-san sent me with him, but I guess he wasn't available to talk about it or come up and talk about it. So I figured share with you guys and get your opinions on it, because
you gonna try to
bullshit.
You gonna try to have him come up tomorrow and talk about it?
See if he wants to. It's up to him. You know, I know he got other stuff in the background. He's probably working on video right now.
Okay.
But
I gotta finish up too.
Got to do that. I'll talk about that tomorrow. I'll probably bring it up again tomorrow, just in case anybody didn't hear it today. What else is there? Shop news I'll get into tomorrow too, and then the Loki and the Bad Batch stuff I'll get into tomorrow. But this stuff was just periphery stuff. I didn't think would hold until tomorrow. It might have been interesting, but KK running amok in the Indiana Jones, yeah, I knew that was happening. I wasn't even looking forward to that movie at all. Like, that's her last thing.
I thought they were going to end Indiana Jones after that last one.
No, they should have. They didn't, because that movie was so shitty. You can't end like that. You want to go back again, and she was the producer on that piece of shit too. So just know that her time at Disney or whatever the fuck ain't up yet. So that she got this Acolyte shit, and she got this Indiana Jones #5, and don't have the creator connected to it at all. So that's overly problematic for me, because anytime the creator is not involved with his baby, some bullshit happens. So
yeah, he probably said, "You know what? Forget this. I'm done. I can't work on it.
You can't work with her. Can't work with her in this shit." So,
and that says something when a frame director like Steven can't work with somebody.
Yeah. Yes, nameless. Yes, nameless. KK is doing the Indiana Jones 5 movie, and apparently there's some more of this feminist revisionist history, tear down the patriarchy shit going on in that, per a rumor. But the rumor sounds like it sounds more like truth than fiction, because you've already seen her do this shit. So it's not that far off. It seems like it's par for the course for her ass. So we'll see when the movie comes out, when they start getting more stuff going on about it. But apparently she's trying to kill Indiana Jones too. So she gonna lay Indiana Jones' body on the same pyre she put Han Solo and Luke Skywalker. She's gonna throw his ass on there too.
Next is gonna be the Goonies female edition.
That would be Goonie. That would be Goonie. Fuck that. You don't even get a movie like the Goonies with a bunch of chicks, because they wouldn't crawl into them dirty ass holes. It's dirty. It's dirty down there. Who is this little crooked-eyed guy? I can't even look at him. Ugh, he's ugly. He's not even cute. Come on, man. Yeah, Spielberg said, "F it, I'm out." Yep, he walked. He pulled a Homer Simpson and faded into the bush.
Fuck that shit, I'm out.
To banish her to the nether. Yeah, they didn't finish the seal into the nether realm yet. Yeah, they fucked up their jutsus, nameless. They didn't fuck up their jutsus, man. She's coming back. They didn't do that sealing jutsu right. So she hanging in there. What you got, man? Is this one? Yeah. You guys can talk, or all of y'all listening to AEM or playing your video games.
I just got finished, but
just lost. Yeah.
No, I won. I'm good like that. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Don't let Charles hear you saying that shit.
Charles lost three. Lord. Charles lost 3 times in a row, so he ain't got nothing to say.
Here we go.
Not what I heard.
Like he got it on mute.
It's recorded. Trust me, it's recorded.
Okay, I got to see that recording, because y'all be having me dying when he start going in on you. What did he say the other day? He's gonna continue to be an expert at doing exactly what he does, which is kicking your ass. I was dying. I'm like, oh shit, where's the art? You need to come back for that, homie.
Hey,
keep letting Charles beat you.
I beat him 3 times, and I beat him in Tekken. That's why he was in there practicing Tekken all week.
No, number one, everybody wants
Here we
you
go.
to beat Tekken.
Here we go.
So I
Here
had
we
to
go.
beat them, just like I beat you.
I beat you. I beat
Number
your
two,
ass in Tekken last week,
guess
and
what?
I beat you
No,
3
you got your
times.
ass handled.
No, you did. Do I
Compared to the 20 times I beat you in Madden, nigga, please. You
whatever,
stink.
man. You got your
Nigga,
ass
you
beat.
suck.
You were
fact,
begging for a rematch. I had to stop. I
nothing
said
but-
no.
Guess what?
I said no.
Guess what? You ain't saying nothing but a word, motherfucker. I'm gonna do what I do best. Beat your natural black ass.
You're definitely not good at it because you ain't beat me.
I'm beating you. I beat you so much that we had to have mercy killings. People donated for me not to beat your ass anymore. So I had to let it go easy, man.
Look, you done, son. You done. Just hang it up.
You're done. You hang it up. You know why you should hang it up? Because when I really play you, you can't even score a point. Be like them old country North Carolina ass whoopers I be dishing out to your ass.
Man, I'll be stomping a mud hole. I've been stomping a mud hole in your ass lately, man.
Matter of fact, I whooped his ass so bad he thought somebody took a fucking Hot Wheels racing track with his ass.
Win.
You know, sometimes you gotta let the kids, win one to feel good about themselves. I
won 4 in a row.
4 in a
I
row my
had my
ass.
customer laughing at you.
4 in a row my ass. You took all 5 of my toes in your fucking ass. That's what you did.
My whole damn, I've been all the way up to my kneecap, motherfucker, on you.
Dude, I'm wearing you like a pair of Jordans, okay? That's what I do to you. I'm wearing you like a pair of Jordans. Like, god damn. Like, oh, Lord.
My foot been so worn in your ass, I got a hole in my sock.
Like, first of all, I'm going to tell you, like Major Pay said, my foot been so deep in your ass that the water in my knee quenched your thirst.
Thank you for the share, Charles. Just
individual.
Shout out to David Wayans for Major Pain. Shout out to David Wayans.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on, my knee. Quench your thirst. Y'all get my fault. All right. So if y'all got anything, tell me now, or else I'm going to shut this down and go get myself some more water because my canteen is empty. I don't like that. Guys, drink my water.
Well, brothers, I got nothing to say. I will see y'all tomorrow because I got to make dinner.
How's your store doing?
Beg your pardon?
No, I asked on Artisan, how's the store coming along?
I'm gonna update everybody tomorrow on what's going on with the store. But
cool.
Good things.
All right, cool.
Good things.
All right, brothers.
If you need any extra comic books, you know to call.
Yeah, I'm gonna use some of this bullshit you sent me. What are you talking about?
Hey, I got you some good stuff in there.
Yeah, there's some good stuff, and I took that out of there. The rest of the stuff that's crap is sell that shit away. It's okay. Use it to restock my back issue bins.
I have $1 comic sale. This shit's like $1. Make a little bit of
having
money.
that right now. Our back issues are like half off, so it's like 75 cents. So motherfuckers getting books for like 1970s prices right now.
Well, shit. I need to send you some money.
Sure, I need to send you some books. Yeah. Might find you some better stuff out of your crappy collection. Yeah. You can be stuck on it. It's just what you like. It's good.
Have the conventions in your area started opening up? Or no?
Not yet. I haven't heard of one starting up yet, and I would really like to see a convention come back. I really would.
We got our first one coming back next month.
Really?
Yeah, William Shatner's going to be there, and the guy who's on the Superman and Lois TV show.
Really? No.
Yeah.
Which guy? Just the producer or the director or some shit?
No, Superman. The guy who plays Superman.
On the Superman? Oh, the new guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that show was pretty. I was getting into that show. And then they pulled it off of HBO Max for some reason, and I can't find the damn shit. So
Get download CW app on your phone, and you can watch it there.
I'm not downloading another goddamn app on any phone. I'm sick of downloading apps, dude. I really am. It's wasting more of my time downloading apps and eating up my memory because everybody wants to have their own freaking app. Look,
yeah, I know.
I like some stuff consolidated, and I'm not trying to have the cable system again. I'm not. I'm tired of fucking logging.
It's free. It's free.
It's not free to my space on my phone.
Yeah, I know.
What other shit I want to do with my phone? Where am I hide all my porn videos then? My personal porn videos.
Oh, this guy. You got a computer. You can take it off your phone, put it up there.
Look,
watching the HD.
If I want to be gross, when I'm laying in bed with a chick, I'm not bringing my computer so it can record it. Okay. The same way, artists. Exactly, dude. I'm tired of downloading all this extra shit. I'm tired of different logins. I made reservations the other day, and I had to log into another thing and start another goddamn login. I'm sick of fucking logins. Jesus Christ. Some of this stuff just needs to transfer and work. Yeah, too much static. Yeah, too much static. Too much white noise. Dumb. Anyway. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I got to get me something to drink and refresh myself. I need some gummy bears. And I got a couple of customers, so I got to wait for them to finish before I get them. But you say you doughboy, you work tomorrow or what?
I'm off today. I got to work tomorrow. You know, I'm going to do the stream tonight, so.
That's true. You already sound like you just woke up out of the brioche sleep.
Yeah, I did, and I caught you live, so I might as well get on because I was supposed to go to my family reunion today, but I woke up late.
Wow. You passed on your family reunion and hang out with me? You ain't shit. You don't like your family.
No, I mean, I work third shift. I get off work, and then it's just like, if I can get up in time, I can. If not, then
I'm good.
Because I woke up and I got on because I was like, I had a banana, had me some coconut pecan cookies. Yeah, good as fuck. But
yes, I made the mistake of having my breakfast but not getting my slice of pie today. Kind of missing it right now because I had my coffee and I didn't have my slice of pie. So I got to work something else out. I need my slice of pie because I got some shit to do tonight. And it helped if I'm up.
Yeah, see, Smitty know my pain.
What do you say? The third shift life in a nutshell. You've been missing so many family events. Yeah, I did the third shift for like a year. I was going to work at like 2, getting off till what? It's supposed to be 11, but I was a supervisor, so I wasn't leaving there till then at 3 or 4 in the morning. I didn't mind it so much because the only thing that pissed me off was the people waking up in the morning mowing their goddamn lawn. I didn't like that shit. Like, look, fuck these birds and fuck your grass. I'm trying to sleep. I don't want to hear you going and living a normal life. I need to sleep. I need all that extra noise. But other than that, it wasn't that bad. I'm a night person anyway, so I'm going to be up those hours regardless.
All right.
You have kids that need all your hours of sleep. Let's see.
But anyway, man, I'll let you go because I know you got some stuff to do.
Yep, I'm going to get out of here and roll on to the next thing. Thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Need a good outro song. Need a good outro music.
Do something pizzazz.
Yeah. I clicked on this one song. This wasn't the one that I was looking for.
YouTube actually has pretty good music, actually, for free. So.
Okay. All right. Now I found something. I guess I can rock with this. Jordan Lucas and Chris Brown. Right there. All right, y'all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. 11 a.m.
Peace.
The brothers for coming through. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
And my niggas mobbing depot, I'm a fucking prodigy. I know that you been envy picture, it ain't that hard to see. Don't you dare go fix your mouth and tell me that you proud of me. Ain't no choice to me, but loyalty still means a lot to me. Some niggas that go chop my arm right off and still reach out to me. I know you probably want that. Pick me up and take me on the ride. And bring me back to life. Show me that, show me that, show me that, show me that, show me that. That's alright. I don't know. Bad to the bone. Everybody wanna be so motherfucking bad to the gas, figure low, and you back in the cold, and I'm laughing at every single bag. You didn't want me on half of the phones. It was bad for the gold. Just a bunch of little for your fucking fast. Every second we're laughing with joke, nigga, pass the control. I think I'm gonna go and drink it till I pass out of the front of the back of the road. But menage on my mind. I've been on my grind. Been through so much, sometimes think that God ain't on my side. I cut all my friends off and say y'all ain't on my vibe. And it's so much more to life than drinking party all the time. Whoa, you gon' last a lifetime. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I text Jaden Smith and told that nigga he an icon. Don't get shit fucked up just cause I ain't got no icon. Don't mean I am not the zero. I should freeze you hoes at nighttime. I'm like, where the hell you been at? I've been doing this since I was a kid and my grandma used to ask me where I head at. Always in trouble cause I was never learning nothing except how to muscle my way to the game with a setback. And all that in the sleeping on me fucking with a bit at. Cause I've been shuckling and trying to be as high with them other niggas. My super fucking it really doesn't mean nothing if they music. One day y'all gon' see me. I make shy look creepy. I make dry look greasy. I make hard look easy. I remember way back when my mama took my TV home. Now I'm on TV home. Woo. Mind your motherfucking business. Ain't nothing you gotta see. How you all up in my shit when you got more problems than me? Yeah, I'm cool, but you don't wanna see that other side of me. I don't wanna hear no sorries, bitch. Fuck your apology. I know that you been envy. Damn it, ain't that hard to see. I don't wanna get to know you, no, please don't say hi to me. Ain't no choice to me, but loyalty still means a lot to me. Some niggas that go chop my arm right off and still reach out to me. I know you probably want that. Pick me up and take me on the ride. Ain't no problem with you and bring me back to life. Show me that, show me that, show me that, show me that, show me that. That's alright. I don't know. That's why a nigga ride with a weapon. Better that than me lying on the structure. That's how I'm applying all the pressure. Potato on the pepper, shooting through the full of blood on the covers. All the nights with your life, all I do is roll sevens. Eagle on my lap when I walk with the devil. Hit a bitch from the back like I don't know better. Man, I swear to God, you better talk to the rubber. I'm on a weed high, dehydrated. Her booty fucking skin tight, Levi made it. Yeehaw, put it in the safe. Keep my cards in my pocket, never put them on the table. Keep a bar on the floor, put my dick up on the navel. Do what I say, don't give me no ultimatum. Ride or die, get your life taken. Shit already went half on the paper. All you little bitch ass niggas try to tell a real nigga how to really fucking get it back. How you fucking 25 with your first cup? I got 10, that's why them niggas mad. Why you wanna hate on progress? Why you wanna get me in the projects? Nigga, why you wanna eat off my check? That's some weird ass shit, you suspect. That's a weird ass bitch, don't trust that. Shut the hell up, a nigga ain't done yet. All these shots, are you niggas having fun yet? I'ma do it by the book, so run that. Take your bitch to the ride in the sunset. Laying on the west side, hit sunset. Backwoods, you can call me with a skunk at. Bullet with your name on it, do you want that? Pick me up and take me on the ride. Ain't no republic, nigga, and bring me back to life. Show me that, show me that, show me that, show me that, show me that. That's alright. I don't know.